CT side, Fnatic on the terrorists. We're getting into this one. And we'll have a look at the buys coming in as well. Fnatic with 4 sets of armor, Flusher with the smoke and flashbang as well. And it's looking like more of an aggressive stance from G2 on the CT side as well. 3 players towards Banana, looking to shut it down and looking like they're going all in as well with the armor. Just going to go for straight up headshots here.
Shox and RPK, the only two on this A site right now, are going to go a little bit more passive as well. Having to give up that wrap side potential, but Flusha knows they're pushing down. They're going to go through CT, but they don't have Banana control. This is just going to be a straight take on body and try and race them back. So Smiths is up middle. This is going to mean Scream's the only one to confront them, despite that Shox is rotating quick behind. Scream has the vision, but he's already dinked up as well. Has to fall away, 4 HP, and they'll easily get a bomb plant out of this, but a good shot considering his HP. Better still for Scream. A second one tap, and it's Crims that has to fight them off. Shox, he's got his shot as well.
How does Scream do it? They talk about his one taps and of 8 HP. He somehow does that. He gets taken down, and so all of a sudden the round comes in their favor. It's Fnatic going with a very fast and simple strategies there, holding 1 player towards the underpass area and 4 going towards the outside. They start off exchanging very effectively, and it looks like they could have locked that down. Just had to find that kill towards Screen. They knew they couldn't plant without it, and he steps out massively and secures the round for G2 there. So the bomb was planted for Fnatic. You're going to assume they'll be buying up in the third here, but G2 keeping 4 players alive as well. Actually a very effective round for them. There's the replay right now. Don't know how he manages to stay alive, but it's very impressive all the same.
Considering that they pursued him, they knew he was dinked up. They had the sight. They didn't even need to confront him that early.
Yeah.
But they gave him the chance, and he definitely took it. M4 now for him inside of the Banana position. There's 3 MP9s out.
At this point, Matt, name of the game is just to try and plant the bomb for Fnatic. It's very unlikely they can win this with PT50s and no grenades. If they can try and bait some sort of plant here, it'd be absolutely fantastic. And see G2 with 3 MP9s here. So considering there's going to be AKs in the next, could be problematic going forward. We'll see how they fare going into this one. Flusher just showing some presence towards the Banana area this time. Going to be pushing for that smoke as well. Seeing if he can get the drop on the CTs while waiting on the other side.
Crossfire set this time at the top of middle. Smiths is one of the 2 players with the M4. He's playing Arch side. Gives them the chance to fall back to library if they go for smokes, but as we know, they have no utility purchased into this one at all, not even armor, so these MP9s are definitely going to be able to do some significant damage on this round.
Interesting enough, they've left the bomb in second middle as well, so they have got some real estate on the map. CTs are allowing them to take middle here, but still not really much to work with. Keeping the range nice and long. You see Smiths here just holding up, looking at that first kill, presumably will fall back to the site once contact has been made.
Well, this is just it. With this M4, he can afford to do this. He could still hold off this position quite successfully. But they're hugging the wall. They're going to get actually pretty close to him. Quick face, that's the first shot. Distracts, and Dennis is able to pop out. It's now down to the inside of the site. RPK that has to chop them up. But it's that MP9 to only get 1. Venton's got the kill, and they've picked up the M4. Shox still controls pit, which is significant in this situation. The problem is he's got to hold this off until the rotations. 2 kills for him, switches to the pistol. He will eventually go down.
Here we go then, 2 on 2. Still a very difficult task here for Fnatic. The CT's coming in together, making sure they're using the buddy system here. There's no frags coming in just yet, but there it is. Body with the MP9, taking down Dennis, up to Crims, can't hold on, but the bomb has been planted. Actually a very successful round for Fnatic there. The thing with Smiths, like I said, he didn't actually have head armor. The fact he was so committed to that cubby hole, he needed to be on the corner. Spot 1, get the frag and fall back. He just isolated himself by sticking there, didn't find a single frag, made things very uncomfortable for G2. They managed to hold on, but like I said, Fnatic getting the bomb down there, they had so much money going into this round. A full buy for sure. AKs, armor, nades, Molotovs, everything, and it's going to be G2 struggling a little bit going into this next round. We'll see Shox now does have the opportunity to get an AWP since he farmed so many kills, but they're going to go with 5 rifles themselves. A couple of kits there, but this is where the gun rounds actually start. Rifles across the board, and we go into round number 3.
Smoke out to the bottom of Banana. That is a very powerful smoke as we know it, because it gives Scream and Body so much freedom of movement within that Banana position to try and get aggressive on the hold. More importantly as well, it's 1 less utility expended from those 2 players, which means they can hold off Banana a little bit longer as the round goes on, and it's Body and Scream that are going to use this. They are going to push down. Flusha was close enough to beating it, but didn't want to push through solo as they've gone for this early buy, so does slow them to about the minute and 20 mark, and now they'll fade away from this. But having already gotten that real estate established and knowing exactly what's going on, they're going to leave Body alone, and this is the early rotation for Scream.
Yeah, this is a big call. Fnatic have got control of the apartments area. That's phase 1 of the operation done. And like we said, they normally try to push the CTs back towards that arch position, take away the vision from the CTs, and they execute those great mid-round calls we talk about so much from Flusher. Shox and RPK, very passive on the side. They're quite a creative team, G2, in terms of the boost they actually implement and the way they can actually have some very effective crossfires. We'll see what they bring to the table here, but getting to the 45-second mark, looking like Fnatic will be making their next move here. Smoke goes down towards the quad side, and looks like another arch play coming in.
Lots of under Atrium, pushing Shox back further. This means they have to go passive. Thankfully, Smiths has already done so on the arch side, because if he gets caught while those two go back, there's no refrag potential, and it allows for the full wrap onto the A site. So good read by Smiths. Better as he goes back through with the flash out, and RPK is able to re-peek down low. He will eventually fall. No refrag onto him, but with the one advantaged kill, this is a great round now for G2. And Scream, knowing that Wenton's in the corner, really well done and held by G2.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice reaction there. Smiths just knew exactly what was going on. He saw the smoke coming over the top, prepared himself for that flashbang, takes one down, does a ton of damage to some others as well, and stays alive. It's very important. He actually has a good exit strategy as well, using the smoke that Fnatic have dropped, giving the calls to his teammates as well. Scream coming in towards Library, backs him up. The aggro's already been taken away, so that's a very nice round from G2. Fnatic had everything going for them. They actually had the real estate, like we said. They had control of middle, and that's normally for them, that's what works out so perfectly, just not hitting the shots at time, and Smith's playing it very well indeed. So we go into round number 4. It's going to be easy pickings here for Shox. He just faces straight down middle with the AK-47, takes a head off JW, gives them a man advantage. There is a partial buy here from the Swedish side. Going to have upgraded pistols. It's a body armor as well. A couple of grenades, smoke and 2 flashbangs. And once again, going for the apartment play. Going to be getting Benton and Crims towards that area. Options are limited now. CZs and Deagles. Presumably, we'll try and keep things a little bit more close range this time. Maybe smoke up towards the arch side and flash over and see if they can just surprise the CTs and maybe winning on the other side. But CT set up perfectly for this. That crossfire towards the pick. You can see RPK and Shox, one watching apartments, one watching towards quad. Can just play off each other so well in that position. Here we go.
So passive though, isn't it? When you look at the mini-map and see Smith's way back towards CT, they're really just giving this map to them because they want to lure them in. They want these pistols to not have any close angles to be able to play from.
This is just a really nice read from them. They know they're on eco, just don't give them any opportunity to find one frag here. Smiths, if he spots one, he can stay alive and fall back. Let's give the calls to his teammates there in the pit. They can adjust themselves. This is a little bit more aggressive though from Shox. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
Shot from Dennis does work out. 8 HP left. No need to peek that. Now they've got RPK isolated in this smoke. He has to make a decision. Can't afford to... Okay, he does. I was going to say leave pit because it's the position he has to anchor. Thankfully, he'll go back toward it. They're going to cross over. He hears Venton going inside, loses a lot of HP, but importantly, he gets the last kill.
Yeah, Shox, like I said, I was just complimenting him on the great setup. It's going to work so well for them, and he decides to get a little bit too greedy there as he hears him coming around the corner, but he's the only player that drops in the end, so no harm, no foul. Smiths picks up 3 frags, and it's 4-0 in favor of G2. We go into round number 5. It's going to be Fnatic now with a different buy, 4 AK-47s and JW on the AWP. He's going to have no nades to work with, so let's see when he decides to pick. I assume it's going to be more of the same. Try and get that mid-control once again and work towards the arch area. Wait for the Smith's flashbang to come in, but he's got an AWP as well, so maybe he'll be going a little bit more aggressive. We'll see what kind of setup they're going to bring to the table here.
JW just holding it mid, no one to peek. Smiths is actually playing a very passive position at arch, considering it is with the AWP. Didn't go for banana. He's not known for being aggressive in a lot of situations, Smiths. We have to talk about this. And although Terrain, if we do get there, yes, is a good map. And Dust 2 is one that he's very good on. Inferno doesn't really come to mind because of how aggressive you do sort of have to be on the CT side to find the early game.
I mean aggressive in the sense that he probably won't be hiding on towards a corner. Like where he is right now, he'll go for that first pick. He won't be scared to fall back straight away. He'll be more than happy to take that first shot. But here we go then. It's actually a little bit of a different play for Fnatic this time. Getting the banana control instead of going straight towards middle. That's going to be Flusher and Crims. Just trying to bait out the utility from the CT, try and bleed them out. And the 1 minute mark as well. You can see Scream. He's got no nades left. Body's a very similar story. So they've actually done very well to get to this sort of situation so early on in the round. Flusher now trying to get that first pick. You can see now they have rotated over Shox as well. They can feel this situation may get out of hand.
Yeah, with no smokes at all, like you say. Flash in. They actually want to take the fight. That flash not successful to catch Flusher. Thankfully, they're able to get across.
It's good intel for the CTs, though. This is fantastic play for them. They knew they were up against it. No nades to work with. Had to make something happen there. And they found a pick and actually worked out as no one towards banana. On the other side of the map, though, it's going to be Crims taking down Smiths. That gives Fnatic some more options here, but they've still got the man disadvantage.
And they still have RPK to confront inside this pit. So good smoke off. They'll be able to get a bomb plant down now inside of the site. Thankfully, Shox finds Venting because it was an awkward position through the smoke for RPK to find, but it is one shot back from Crims, down to a 1 versus 3. And that's pretty much going to do it with an AWP. Scoped in as well. He's just going to burn alive.
Yeah, this is very impressive stuff from G2. Just We talk about Existence being the mastermind behind this team before he was left or kicked, whichever way you look at it. But Shock's calling now. It seems like he's got a firm understanding of what he needs to be doing in certain situations. We talk about that reaction from the CTs. If you lose a pick or you run out of grenades, you need to be something happen. You can't just sit there and allow a terrorist team to fully execute onto a bomb site there. So they saw it, rotated Shock's over. Let's take control of Banana. Let's get the intel and potentially find a kill. They do that, rotate back over, and just lock down Fnatic as they're going towards the A site. This is actually a maximum loss bonus now for Fnatic, so they can buy after getting the plant down once again. So just 5 AKs this time. The ult wasn't super effective for them, so
that is the one storyline that we haven't really talked about, considering the scoreline is 4 out of the 5 rounds. There has been a bomb down. Good shot from Smiths down middle. That time not willing to cower from the peak. Good shot RPK as well onto Dennis as they start to take these guns away, and this is going to limit Crims. He has to take the fight, but he's in the flames, so already losing health. It's an easy pickup.
Yeah, I like
manages
this.
one. That's Flusha, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. His first kill in the game, and indeed it is.
RPK is getting in the zone. You can see even when he's low HP, he wants to take these frags, he wants to go and find the jewels, roll back the years, and see whether he can actually finish things off and get that third headshot. But it's a big Flusha now, like he said, had quite a quiet start here. He's only on 1 for 5 right now, but still early days. He's going to be in a 1 on 4 situation with a minute to play with and no grenades. Just going to be wandering through these smokes and seeing if he can make anything happen here. Any opportunity he'll take.
He's got a free road to the site, but Shocks and Smith's pretty good idea that he's already walked through toward that truck side. Once the smoke's gone, Smith's going to walk out AWP directly in the back.
There it is. Another clean round for G2. 4 players alive. The money's starting to swell now as well. That's body 10K. Scream on 8s, and the money situation for Fnatic, like we said, maximum loss bonus, and they're getting $3,400 consistently in their bank account to drown, but without the plan, it makes the buy very difficult indeed, so they will be adjusting this time. A partial buy, it means if you can keep the money around 2K, obviously getting $3,400 into the next round is absolutely fine. So CZs, Tech 9s, armor, some grenades as well. Normally this means you go towards B, try and do a set piece, get the bomb down, make things uncomfortable to CTs in a post-plant situation. That's what you want to be aiming for in these kind of rounds.
This time, Scream's going to rotate really early on this call, but again, it's due to the smokes deployed. Now, you mentioned it a few rounds ago as well that G2 had to adjust because they ran out of utility. They need to be wary of that if Fnatic can start to dictate the pace. Important kill from JW. But with these pistols, that flash does give them a chance to take Shocks. I was going to say, the range game is not really much to work with. CZs and Tech 9s. Good flash. The second one countered Shocks. He thought he could get back across clearly. They timed it perfectly, and now it's 3 versus 3.
The thing is, he had no one to play with there, so just had to try and make something happen with that flashbang. Does go down to the 3-on-3. Fnatic do have options here with 1 minute remaining.
Body's in a good position inside Banana, though, so even if they rotate back, it's low HP on Dennis. He'll be the first to around the corner. Bomb's going to be there, but he's dinked up. 18 HP. Now this gets very awkward for G2.
Well, he did do some damage as well. You can see Wenton and Dennis on low HP as well. Smoke still remaining for Body. Actually pits a little one-way down on the top there at Banana, so he can lock that down for the next 10 seconds or so. But there it is. Smith's securing the round surely at this stage as he makes it into a 3-on-2, but Wenton trying to be a little bit sneaky here. Flush on the other side as well. This kill is huge. There it is. Takes down Smiths 2-on-2. This gun's very viable for the Swedes now.
And an AWP picked up armor on both. No aim punch a factor. Scream, good positioning, good timing. Here's that bomb going down. Picks up the first. Can't go for the planter directly. Venton was showing, but only just. AWP scoped in. Seeing Flusha turned into Venton apparently, but that's all right.
Get rid of that.
But in toward the pit. This is a decent position to be in, but not with an AWP, not this close. If they can get above him or swarm onto him, they're going to peek this together.
That's
both AKs, both with kits. They've got time to figure this out. Venton can't hit the first shot, easily picked up.
Well, there it is. Nice work from G2 once again. Low HP, uncomfortable situation. Like I said, some key frags going in favor of Fnatic as well on the force buy, well, partial buy, I should say. But making sure Scream, once he found that kill towards quad, he didn't force the situation, didn't bring it down to a 1 versus 1. Disciplined, waiting for the rotation to come from his teammates. It's increased their percentage chance of winning that round, and it's currently 7-0. You can't really argue with anything G2 are doing. They're adjusting, making sure everything's going in their favor. This is interesting now. They go for a double orb setup on Inferno. That's fine on other maps. Inferno is probably not one of the ones you want to actually be doing that on because it's very reliant on retakes going into bomb sites here. So if you're fighting the frags and getting those entries, it's absolutely fine. But as soon as you allow a terrorist to plant here and you're trying to retake with 2 AWPs, it can be very difficult procedure. But we'll see what they can do here. Shock's going. I was about to say Shock's going aggressive. It's Smiths as well, facing them down towards middle.
This is what I was not expecting to see from him on this map, but it's, Fnatic's just not able to get anything rolling. They're getting that confidence up so quickly. Ooh. Double up, Shock's this time toward the bottom of apartments. Good thing that he has RPK with him. Instantly has to re-smoke that though.
That's fine. He just doesn't want to take the damage, and he actually manages to stay at 100. So nice work from him. Still a 5-on-4, and Body going a little bit aggressive there towards the top of Banana, just smoking them out. It's up to Dennis now. He's picked up the orb, seeing if he can find that next pick. But once again, CTs know they have the advantage, not giving anything away now. Going to be making Fnatic go for the next move, and they're actually running out of utility. A couple of smokes and an HE grenade. That's about it.
Dennis waiting for anyone to get aggressive and reface, but they won't. Not with Smith smoked off. They can't set for a double face. Instead, they just walk out, and RPK holding the angle back in behind the truck. Pop flash out. He won't leave the pit position. He's got Shock's already inside of the site. There's no sense doubling it up. And he tries to body block what he can out of that smoke and throw one out of his zone. He can play forward of it now because there's a gap that's been disposed in it. Smith's a little bit late to face at the bottom of the mid, but they do get forced back slightly. He's got a chance toward Flusha, who realizes it doesn't want to face the AWP, and it's the lesser of two evils, but still it's an evil because RPK's there with the AK.
Well, the double orb setup, we questioned it as we went into this round, but that's a very effective way to make it work. Both players going very aggressive, finding picks, especially Smiths as well. He's having a lights-out performance here. 12 for 3 so far after 8 rounds. An
incredible scoreline. I mean, this is the map you and I both said was Fnatic's best chance in this whole series.
Yeah.
The current Fnatic, as we know them, as they play, but G2 this is more proof to how great their tournament has been and how great they really are playing right now. And a lot of people will agree it's long overdue.
They're looking very composed as well. They're actually 8-0 up against Fnatic on a map we heavily favored them on as well. So this is very interesting to see them actually facing and pushing and looking like they actually have that killer instinct. That's what you need on a map like Inferno.
And impressively, Smiths leads the way as well on 12 and 3.
Let's see what Fnatic can bounce back on this. Obviously, the loss bonus.
Highest frag total as well on Fnatic 8 rounds in. Highest that anyone has, 3 kills. Crims,
3 kills.
Benton.
No one's really stepping up for them. That's the problem. They're not getting those exchanges going in their favor. Every kill they're finding is either on a save or getting a couple of eco frags here and there. But round number 9 comes in.
I mean, that's shocking. This is like, again, yes, they don't have Olafmeister, but we always say they are 5 of the most skilled players in the world. It's not just him alone. And when you think about aim duels, you would still expect a guy like Flusha to... Okay, Shox is a great aimer. Scream's a great aimer, but Shox, you know, versus RPK. Shox versus Body, or excuse me, Flusha versus Body. You'd expect Fnatic to win these duels, especially the aggressive style that they play, but they aren't even getting kills on the board right now.
Yeah, they're not giving any opportunities. The way they're playing the game, they expect people to face them and actually have the duels and actually have the opportunities, but G2 are just playing it so well. The timing's been very effective. The calls, as we said, when the utility's been bled out, they're actually reacting very nicely. It'll be interesting to see what they bring forward into round number 9. Considering the pause has just come in, they're going to bring Shox over towards Banana this time, looking for that first pick, and that's where Fnatic are going as well. So this could work out for G2. Just wants that first pick and them to fall back. He's looking towards the logs right now, but can flick down. The flashed off will be falling back here, and you can see his teammate is backing him up with the incendiary. And at this point, Fnatic have got the control of B. They could go for a set piece here. This is like the wall of smokes approach. Smoke towards cores, CT spawn. See if he can make something happen. But Shox still hungry, gets the first kill, takes out Dennis. They know his position though.
That's such a hard angle to play now. He does have a smoke. Thankfully, he's going to have to deploy it now because the fire is out. But they doubled that up actually, and I'm not sure that was intended. So it's one less utility already left on this B site. And more importantly, Flush has got body through the smoke. This will give them an entrance.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time now. They're going to have an entrance onto this site. It's 4 versus 4. This will thin out the defense. Smiths can't rotate yet. And Shox has to go extremely passive on 33 HP with an AWP.
He needs to find one more kill and stay alive as long as he can. This is going to be a very important shot. Nails it as well. Takes down JW. Looking for the second, but he actually hits the leg shot. So he's still alive here, but surely going to be taken down. Can't get any more out of this.
Well, it still could be enough for this rotation. The problem is the smokes are still out on towards CT. So bomb going to go down. They will get a post-plant positioning out of this, but it's not going to be an aggressive stance. Crims will try and fend them off as long as he can on low HP. If he had got one, it might have been more than his money was worth, but it is the crossfire set from both Nubox and Emo. Missed shot. They know where Venton is. Forced out by the Molotov. They have to get aggressive. Flusha has to fend him off. Good shot to pick it up, but with him going down, Flusha has to clutch this out. He can't stay complacent, and it's 1 kill already. Now he can play the time. Scream to face, Flusha.
It's done enough.
More damage, but it is enough. Exactly that. He can fall away. He'll tap it out. Reface. Realizes he's not on it. He doesn't need to commit to this. Just gets a little cheeky inside of that smoke. Oh, he's off the target. He's off the target. Scream! He's actually done it. He goes down, but it's going to stay 9-0, and Flusha did everything perfect until the very end.
That's unbelievable. Looked like Scream was out of that round completely. The smoke comes in, the clutch smoke, and it just locks Flusha out. He can't find where the bomb is. What a play from Scream here. He had no chance. Flusha played it perfectly, like he said. It's just this smoke right at the end.
Oh, no. That's so disappointing.
Amazing.
So frustrating for Flusha.
Yeah.
And Scream, that was honestly a desperation setting in. He knew he'd lost the duel. There was no chance. He might as well go for it.
That's crazy. Well, there it is then. We go to round number 10. It's 9-0 in favor of G2. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but once again, getting the bomb down, Fnatic definitely can still buy here. They have got the AWP back onto JW here and going once again towards Banana. They got the first bracket last time, looking to replicate that. As we hit the 1 minute 25 mark, it's going to be Shock rotating back over as well. Just a single AWP setup this time. He's back on the M4A4. It looks like Fnatic have got Wenton towards second middle. He's watching for any flanks and aggression coming from the CTs, but here comes the smokes. And will they be committing towards this?
Good play from Body. He's alone though, and he's well and truly inside of the fire. Just clips to the edge of it, goes down to 55 in the end as he's able to pull back, and thankfully stays alive in that situation because there was a rotation back away from the smoke toward construction. Good pickup from Flusha. His Body gets caught, but they'll fall away from this Fnatic and try and play the other side of the map, try and figure out exactly what's going on. But still 52 seconds, but it's a lineup! It's Smith's! It's a collateral! He's got 2 already! And he can afford to fall away to the site, smoke off more time and space spot for G2.
There it is then. It's going to be 10-0 unless Flusha can pull off an absolute miracle here. Does manage to pick up the bomb as Smith's pushing him in. This could get a little bit interesting. Surely not going to get much out of this though. There it is. Smith's takes him down with the pistol in the end. 10-0, double figures.
And sometimes things just don't go your way. Sometimes it's when it's all wrong, it's really wrong.
Yeah.
You have an unlucky play from Flusha through the smoke, and they go to peek top mid. The peek is correct. Unfortunately, I don't know which was the order. I think we'll see it here. I'm not sure who's the back player out of the two of them here. So yeah, so as Venton walks around, and then JW just happens to follow his footsteps, and guess what? It's 2 for 1. I mean, that's just bad luck in a lot of ways.
Well, still not over yet. Fnatic, 5 rounds to go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still a team of amazing mental fortitude. Not going to be giving up. They know they can still get back into this one. 4 AKs, a Tech 9 on Crims this time. Still not the best buy, but here we go. This is the opening they needed. Take down Shocks. He's getting a little bit too aggressive there. And now they have an opportunity to get towards Arch, but Scream is waiting for them.
Scream is waiting indeed. First shot into Crims successful, and RPK's already found one onto JW. Tag up.
Okay.
That's an easy pickup.
All right.
The damage done. It's easy to follow that through. 11-0 for G2 over Fnatic right now. This is incredible.
This is one for the record books. What a lead they've got so far. And Fnatic, once again, they get that opening pick. They commit to the Arch side, but there's no real method to them, man. As soon as they get that first pick, they're just bundling around. They're not waiting. They're not seeing the CT reaction coming in. They're just forcing themselves into that situation, all in. And Scream just stepping up there. Smith's hitting all the shots, the AWP.
I mean, the other aspect of this is how many bomb plants there's been. You would think with that many bomb plants on this map, it's hard to retake in B, especially.
Sure.
That you would convert rounds, and they just can't. G2 has been so good.
They've just been great at all aspects of the game. The retakes, waiting for rotations to come in, not putting themselves in unfavorable situations. And it's actually been very impressive, I have to say. But we go to round number 12 now. 5 AKs for Fnatic. Once again, going for the apartments control. Not going to be trying their luck towards Banana this time. Back towards Old Faithful, but still limited in terms of the money. Only getting 3,400. 2 smokes remaining, 3 flashbangs. And they haven't really got much of the map just yet. It's smoked out for now.
Shocks is going to play off of RPK again on this pit side, this time on top of the balcony. They've only really gotten aggressive inside of apartments in one particular round when they had the double op setup. Since then, it's been more passive. Good first pick, finally, for Crims. And now Shocks is going to have to be even more patient. Good pickup from Smiths to counter that off, though. And an early rotation again from Scream out of this B site has been a pretty crucial aspect of making sure that they can hold off these A takes. But Fnatic is still accumulating kills. Great shot from Venton dropping in. And that should do it. This should finally be Fnatic with 1 on the board.
Yeah, the 2-pronged approach there, going towards court and towards the balcony area at the same time. But surely, there it is. We arrive. JW finishes things off, takes down Body. It's 11-1. Like I said, even if they get 11-4 here, Fnatic, that's enough, Matt. That's enough to work with. It's definitely not over yet. We'll see what G2 bring to round number 13, but there it is. Surely the confidence round now has been achieved. We'll get a couple more. That's what I'm thinking. JW, though, this is normally one of his big fragging maps. He's currently, what, 3 for 11. Dennis on 2 for 12. Like, the players were looking for actually finding these big kills and opening up the map for Fnatic, just not happening so far.
And Flusha, who is slow to start, leads the way now for them on 8. Put 16 for Smiths. Either way, it's 1. It's a potential reset for Fnatic, though. They have gotten some possession of the apartments by getting in toward Boiler Room. Venton already staring down the hallway as well. They're not going to face off on this, but RPK is going to have that information. Underneath the atrium, he'll have heard them go in toward that Boiler position, so Molotov out is going to just try and buy some space. Or again, early rotation though off B. They need to start evaluating this. It's a lot of times they've done this and body hasn't even been contested. They haven't had to pull that second man back at all. And once again here, he's passive inside the site and Flush is just down toward the tree. He's not even sort of figuring out, trying to probe that site for information.
It looks like G2 will be facing towards the squad area, trying to force the situation, but it's Fnatic and it's Dennis getting both fragged here, but they're not done just yet. Scream finds a kill towards him, and now they're going to make their way towards the side. Can't Scream find anymore. Actually gets taken down by Crims. There it is. Bomb will be planted.
And it was a good pickup again on that first kill. RPK going down right away. Shock's unable to convert despite the awkwardness that was a flash over the top and two players sort of
here we go, then.
peeking away from it. But now we've got a second round for Fnatic.
Getting a game. And the money.
You get to 11-4 and win the pistol. On this map, the way the momentum works, it's definitely a game.
Absolutely.
I mean, even at 12-3, it's a game, but that's a little less comfortable, let's be honest.
We were worried at 11-0, of course. But it looks like now they're getting 2 in a row. They're starting to wake up, and in the shots is Dennis, like I said, had 2 kills before this round. He's finding the entrance kills and actually getting them onto bomb sites. That's what we need from him.
And the fact that they are saving on this is going to give them a read that the money's been dwindled down a lot more than they might have expected in this situation. There's still 10K on Scream. They've still got a buy in hand, but
sure,
if they lost those two, this would pretty much put them at a breakable situation. So smart play from G2, and Fnatic needs to be aware of that as well, that they have a chance. If they can win one more round, they could force them into an awkward buy, a quasi-buy for round 15.
But here it is then, round number 14, Fnatic finding some form, finally. Well, I assume it'll be more of the same now. They're getting the timings correct on their pushes and actually forcing G2 to face here in some unfavorable situations. It's not the passive play we're used to seeing, and we'll see what kind of approach they come with this time. It's going to be Smiths back on the AWP. And this is the creative boost I'm talking about before. We haven't seen it so far this game, but it's going to be RPK going up on top of the quad area. They normally have 2 players as well, one on the windowsill that face at the same time. He normally looks towards Boiler, but it's definitely a change of setup here. Just trying to counter the quad aggression we've seen from Fnatic so far. You can see RPK is looking into the wall so far, just trying to dodge any flashes that may come in. And then face and go for that big spray down with the silenced M4. It's key to use the silenced weapon here. Obviously wants to hide his position, doesn't want to have the anti-air gun and the M4A4 making all that noise.
Smokes out in apartments.
There it is.
Good pickup from RPK though. So finally, I say finally, it's been 2 rounds, but finally a first pick for G2 again. Yeah,
well, this is perfect now. Now they can go into that real passive mentality. Don't have to be facing these angles with Flash on the other side of the map. He's pushing through the smoke, forcing it. Body takes him down, though. Going to get the double kill as well. Gets the bomb. And that should be the round over at this point. I'm not sure what Fnatic can do in a 5-on-2 with an AWP and an AK, but they're going to be smoked out of the situation now. The CTs can afford to rotate over, leave one player towards that arch area, holding the flanks. And it's up to Wenton and JW to find the next pick.
JW was desperately trying to do so on top of the sandbags to see just through the edge of the smoke, but that chance is gone. Benton now instead with the AKs will try it again. 3-4 players inside on top of that bomb, and Shox is timing this perfectly. Watch out, because they're so focused on just trying to get inside of the site. It's Shox to close it. In with the flank, JW down, 12-2. And money is still not great on the Fnatic side for Dennis. The rest of them, I mean, they're going to force it, obviously, but should be able to get him out of Galil. Well, it is an AK that they actually managed to, so not bad.
So that's a slight adjustment from GT there, boosting up RPK towards the quad. He's looking at that first pick. They hadn't used it at all this half yet, and he finds the first frag pretty convincingly as well. Falls back, funnels him towards that B area, and his body stepping up, dropping a perfect smoke, flashing them in the right time. So he gets the double kill. That's the round secured and the bomb dropped. So good work from G2. We go into the final round of the first half here. All back on towards Smiths, and RPK will be baited in by Shoxy towards his art area. It's going to be Smiths towards B. And you can see Flusher there just trying to find that first bait. There's a little bit of damage towards Smiths. No kill achieved just yet.
Through the top and middle though, counter smoke off toward the arch side. RPK playing it with the AK. I have brought Smiths over late because this is one of the few rounds when he's looked at the B side early. So they don't have him on the arch side to start things off. In fact, he's going to put him inside of the site with he and RPK both facing on the truck side aggressively as well. A very questionable peek in the fact that there wasn't much utility expended to try and make it happen. But RPK, he holds the angle. He holds on 2, and JW's got to push fire. When that gives it away, Scream hears him being tagged up. It's all too easy. And he actually tags up Flusha inside of that smoke. All right, Scream, settle down. Either way, Flusha in 1 versus 2. Tries to tap out the bomb and bait someone through that smoke. No one's going to take that bait, though. And G2's playing this quite smart. With 30 seconds left, Flusha's going to have to book it to B, and he's going to be caught.
Well, they know he's in library now, so it's up to Flusher to try and get out of this situation. Has got an opportunity to get towards the B side. Looks like he'll be taking it as well, but you can see it's going to be Scream coming in the flank as well. So 20 seconds remaining, still time to work with here. And Scream doesn't want to, once again, he doesn't want to make it two one-on-one situations. He wants to make sure they can get the intel, allow him to plant, that's fine. We'll see 40 seconds on the bomb these days. And the bomb will be going down here. They know they've done the flush damage towards Flusher as well. So there it is, plant comes in. The call will be coming from his teammates on a pin to him, making sure they're facing at the same time and not making this awkward for themselves. Actually, body coming from the same area. Interesting.
They're going to go together. This is guarantees the double peek. It guarantees that it can't be isolated. Flushes back out towards Spoos. He's going to wrap all the way through into construction as well and just not peek for any extended period of time. There is a smoke, though, on body right now, and both of them have kits. So if they can get that on top of the bomb, we could see a similar situation. I said they were going to go together and face together, but Scream just walks out on his own. Quick tap from body. That smoke goes too far, but he still finds the shot. It's going to go to 13-2 for G2 at half.
It was a little bit awkward there for body, but he pulls it off. The smoke didn't land exactly where he wanted. You could see the look on Flush's face there. Head in his hands. 13-2, you're absolutely right. I was saying a 12-3, 11-4, that would have been good, but they look a little bit discombobulated right now. I can see Fnatic there, just Fnatic, Flusher, he needs to be the one like riling them up, getting them back into this, like talking to them. It looks like no one's saying anything right now. I guess Virgo will be trying to feed some information towards them and give them something,
I mean, that's the thing. What can you give them? They have to start winning duels more importantly than anything. They've just been getting out-aimed in multiple situations. And as you said, that I mean, the pass, you're right. G2's style wasn't giving them anything, but that passive style from G2 is very successful.
Well, I think we're going to be going to a very quick break before the second half, but don't go anywhere. I feel like this one could have a few more twists and turns.
Crim's just stationary on LAN against the best teams in the world.
A very one-sided scoreline to start things off in favor of G2, oddly enough, on Inferno. How can they fight back into that? I mean, this is such a hard... What can you say about this?
What can you say about that one, Matthew? That's a very good question. We'll see whether Fnatic can, because they're going to be going into the second half here. A must-win pistol. That's absolutely required here. If they lose this, the game's pretty much over at that stage. A team like them on the CT side, there's no reason why they can't give G2 the same treatment here. It's absolutely possible. So don't completely rule them out just yet. We'll be going into the second half here on Inferno. It's going to be 4 sets of armor with the CTs. Crim's on the utility with the diffuse kit and the HE grenade. And we'll have a look at the buy for G2 as well. They normally go for the 5 sets of armor, sorry. But Scream this time, he's got a smoke and a flashbang. And we'll see how they go into this one. Not going to be going super aggressive here. A little bit of damage there as JW does face from the balcony area. That's taking down the 67.
Yeah, Scream just playing on that railing to see through boiler window. Now, interesting from Smithson body in this pistol round. We don't often see this, I guess, kind of read or Counterstrike in some ways if they're expecting a push from Fnatic, because we know they can be very aggressive on their CT side, especially early in games. You mentioned how Dennis is so proficient with these pistols, so it's Smiths and Body just sitting back at the bottom of Banana, daring them, flirting with them to try and come down Banana if they put some pressure on A. Unfortunately, they didn't put as much as I would have liked to see them, because if they had pulled that rotation, that could have been a very cool setup.
Well, they will be sending 3 players towards the B side of the map now. Winston waiting in the corner, just going to fire off a couple of shots, looking for that one tap of the USP. Definitely can happen. Let's see if he can get the first shot. Spots one. Now we'll decide to fall back. Didn't get the opportunity he wanted. They have got a problem if they go towards B here, but that's all GT want to do, that push the CT back, take away the vision, and just keep 2 players there for now as they send 5 towards mid now. Flusher will be on the corner. This is the contact play. As soon as they get spotted, they will be making the next move very quickly indeed. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, the other passive aspect of that is they know there's no one aggressively in Banana, but there it is. Nice shot. You mentioned it from Dennis. He's got 2, looking for a 3rd. He's going to find it as well, and Flush just chimed in with 1 more, making a double for him.
That's why, Matt, one of the best pistol players on the planet. That was absolutely sick. Those 2 shots is what makes that guy like so valuable for this team. He gets him right back into this game. What a play that was.
He is hands down the best pistol player in the world right now.
Yeah.
We used to talk about Forrest and how good he was on pistols. This is even another step beyond, I think.
Well then, G2 going to round number 17. If you don't get the bomb down on the T side, the normal protocol will be going for the upgraded pistols and armor as well. It is the force pipe. And we'll see what Fnatic bring here. They've got 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, and a scout on JW as well. He's going a little bit aggressive towards middle. Looking for they get those tags nice and early, but this could get problematic for Fnatic. You can see there's the UMP, both of the UMPs towards Banana actually, so if the Tech9s were to force into that area, that could get a little bit interesting.
Flash and JW together, same side, Arch. Graveyard position for Dennis as well. Watching in toward the apartments. Armor this time bought up before G2. We didn't see this from Fnatic on the second round of the first half, but it's a double tag from the scout, and that's so easily picked up as when the nade goes out and then Flusher re-peeks, it's just a shooting gallery. Good response from Shox with only 1 kill, though. That's not going to do much to the economy. And bomb drop down on the archway side. He can't even go for a fast plant to try and build up bank. It's going to be another round for Fnatic.
Yeah, we talk about most players in that kind of situation. You spot those amount of terrorist players coming towards you, you'd fall back and try and get 1 tag. Not JW. He goes for the collateral shot and a decent grenade going in as well. Sets his teammates up with a nice spray down coming in from the arch side. So it's comfortable so far for Fnatic. We'd assume this will be a full eco now for G2. So yeah, here we go. Was there 4 Glocks and a P250 on Shox? That's all they've got to work with. They can get a bomb plant down here, but fantastic, but I just don't see that happening.
Even with Dennis's pistol round, he still sits on 8 kills. No one on Fnatic higher than that, aside from Flusha, who's now on 17. So he alone has stepped up his game, but the rest are going to have to arrive. It seems as though they want to make a charge to do so. JW, Vent, and Dennis all getting a turn in this round. Not without Flusha, of course.
This is a round that NIP normally drive. They actually came over this, so when you force down towards middle, even though you knew on the full EK, you want to send out a message saying, we're confident, we're going to be doing this to you, we're going to try and shut you down, and finish the round off as quickly as possible. That's what Fnatic have done this time, but it's Dennis that has dropped, and Shox doesn't really have many options here. Gets towards the pit, but no bomb. It's not that interesting. He's looking for 1 more kill here. If he can kind of rat one out, that would be interesting. I guess he's in the position towards that truck side. 36 HP, just hoping someone presents himself. Maybe he thinks he's coming from balcony. Here we go. They have been spotted now.
Shox, though, overwhelmed. Can't find an angle, and Crims with the kill. So literally everyone that time from Fnatic getting a kill. Team Ace.
A team ace, why not? But this is where things get interesting, Matt. We do go into the first gun round here. It's going to be Fnatic on full rifles, of course. Don't want to risk anything here. And an AWP on towards JW as well. G2, reasonably strong buy, lacking Molotovs. That can be a big issue on towards like bomb side B, for example. If you're trying to execute fully on towards A, you can't flush out the CT. Let's see what Wenton does. He's going a little bit aggressive here. Straight towards those sandbags. Grenading down as well. Does reasonable damage to the body. Actually takes him down to 49 HP, so that's a great start from him.
Yeah, big start. They're putting a lot of presence inside of this Banana position right now as well, trying to force back the CTs. Good pick. Body goes down, follows it up, and now they can fall back and stay inside of the site, stay alive, and control the time. Like we said, Henry, I mean, this is the CT side. This is Inferno. It's extremely momentum-based. This could start to swell out of control and become a game that's far too uncomfortable for G2 considering the start they had. Smoke goes out. Crim's going to try and face on that. Forced away, so it does put some pressure on Venton. Smartly, though, he's gone to new box. He's going to separate himself so that they have to fully commit to the site before they can find him, and that'll allow efficiency, but Shox able to put him down in the end. Might get a bomb plant out for G2. They have no one covering off in this construction position, though, so he's not 100% sure. And look at the damage on Scream through the smoke.
Well, there it is. The bomb that's going to get planted at this point. I feel like it's a little bit arbitrary because they can't really do much with this one. It's going to be a 4-on-2. Scream on 1 HP as well. He's just getting wrecked by the grenades as they come in. Shox now steps up, gets the first kill towards Dennis. Could do more here. Had the opportunity for both those kills, but he does get taken down by Flusher in the end. Just going to be Scream now. Does damage towards the CT's money, but they're not going to get the round, unfortunately, for this time. But G2 do get the bomb down. A few kills. But for Fnatic at this point, regardless of the first half score, you just play your game. Just round by round on the CT side. As you said, you can take control of the money. And just do your thing. As a machine gun coming out for Dennis this round. A misbuy, of course.
That's definitely a miss. That has to be a misbuy. The money's not that good. Situation absolutely not great. But Dennis, all right, why not?
That's a really...
Where's he gonna go with it?
The M249 is out, guys.
Just rush apartments.
Can we just keep
rush
it on Dennis
no stop
now, just to see what happens?
Let's do it. It's a long corridor. There's a big spray in that gun. It'll keep them in a more confined area for you.
What a nightmare. Anyway, we're going to be going towards middle here.
He's actually going to play it from the graveyard.
Luckily for him, G2 just have pistols here, so... Oh, there we go.
1, 2. Come on, keep tapping. I believe. Oh, I don't believe. Either way, JW's got the Tech 9 back out, considering he's on the AWP up close. It's in the end down to just Shox, like you say. Thankfully, they did just have pistols in that round. It could have been an awkward situation. The unfortunate part, that the worst situation that does occur because of this is that his money now gets dwindled down to far worse than what it potentially should have been, and he had to overcommit to the face just to try and get kills with it, so... He
did type sorry, guys, so we do know it was a mistake, so don't worry. It's not going to be something you should be trying in your matchmaking games at home, I assure you. As we go into round number 21, it will be a full buy here from G2. Smiths with the AWP, and they have got a nice full buy here. We'll see what they can do. It's going to be Dennis towards the apartments area this time. And JW looking for that first frag towards B. G2, quite a passive hold, they're not committing so much. Smith's just seeing if a boost may be coming in. Renegade style towards the top middle there.
They haven't put as much pressure into Banana this time either, but they do have control of Boiler. With Shox. They've got a pop flash out, they don't peek on that. So with Shox there, they could have gone to a face toward truck side, tried to force the CTs back. They have done at least that by getting this control. So JW inside of the pit and Dennis inside of the A site itself, not going to be committing to a peek early. Flusher refacing behind smoke. He's going to go for a wild spray. He can afford to do so with that smoke out, but as soon as that's gone, he has to go complacent as well, more passive. And he tries to find Shox. Meanwhile, Body, RPK, Smith, Scream, all of them. And Scream on 12 HP, heading back toward this B site. Well timed from Venting because he's just rotated back without the pressure on the top of A.
Here comes the play, looking like the T's will be executing towards the site. Went in his flash as well, but drops a decent incendiary. Next frag will be very important. His body makes his way towards CD spawn. He's going to find Flusher here and actually had to drop on him.
Flusher, though, is held back. It's Venton instead. Body down. Crims still inside of Emo as well as in the site. He can pop out. We know how good he is in these situations. We know how efficient he is in the B side. He's known for it. And he goes down those Smiths through his teammate, no less. Takes Shox down to 34. Now, that could be a benefiting factor, for Fnatic in the fact that it's going to be just Smiths left with the AWP. It was an easy pickup for Flush Up. 13-8. It's definitely getting closer, and it is going to be a full loss bonus. But unlike Fnatic, when they were in this situation, there's been far less bomb plants for G2.
Yeah, they're struggling to actually find any kills when they made their way towards the bomb site there. G2 focusing mainly towards the CT spawn area, but just weren't getting anything for it. Very passive hold there. Crossfire's coming from Fnatic. Just making sure the T's were fully committed to the angles there before a kill could be obtained. Flusher, you can see in CT spawn as well, fully aware of the situation, is not giving them anything. Makes his way towards the construction area, locks them down and just denies another plant there. But round number 22, this is getting a lot more realistic now for Fnatic. First pick comes from Scream, a little bit frustrated perhaps, as he just forces his way up there by himself, and the chance of a refrag there as they get smoked out as well. That's the first frag going in favor of Fnatic. And this is opening the window ever so slightly to let them back into this. Still a lot of work to do, but looking very convincing so far.
Yeah, definitely. Even in this situation already with Scream down and RPK on 21, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get that gun over to Body. Problem is Body's at Banana right now. RPK's way back toward the top of alt middle, grabbing the bomb again. But now it's their turn to not find picks. The kill totals have stayed pretty much the exact same as they were when we hit halftime. 2 kills in the last, 1 before that. They did get it down to 2 men remaining in round number 4 in this half, but That was the only one they got to plant on as well. So, I mean, they've got to find these picks. They've got to create some space and opening. Smith's going to try and commit to this on his own solo peek. Does get a decent damage into Crims, but he can fall back and still play off of Venton in this situation. And they've got flashes, no smokes, but they've got a rotation coming in with Flusha already on Speedway.
You know, with Shock's going to be making his way towards Arch here, but he's going to be shut down by Flush. You can see it on the minimap so far. There's no chance he can really do much with this one, but somehow the timing's working in his favor. His teammates now making their way towards B. This kill's going to be huge. Crims opening things up, taking down Body, and now Shock's stuck in such a difficult position here. Can his teammates actually find him? Once again, that has denied any frags. Finally, Shock's gets one, but there it is. Wenton from... Oh, this is just a lockdown, isn't it? They can't get the frags. They're wanting those jewels. They want the CDs to face them. It's just not happening.
And pause called from Shocks, so he's going to make an adjustment. They have to make an adjustment. This is reminiscent of Katowice finals this year, when Luminosity, in 2 of the 3 maps, it was a best of 5 that went all 3-0 to Fnatic, but it very easily could have been 2 of those maps to Luminosity when they had it at, I think, 13-2 and 12-3 respectively. Yeah. And Fnatic just chisels back in. They just wear you down, and as soon as you give them these opportunities, as soon as they start feeling confident, they are a whole other beast to go against.
We go into this one now. G2 just gotta take a pause, allow Shocks to analyze the situation, work out what's going on. It seemed like they're getting a bit frustrated now. Like I said, Scream just trying to force the situation, trying to find that first kill. Was no real rhyme or reason to what he was doing. He was running up towards there and seeing if he can find that first kill, got completely locked down, and his teammates segregated from him as well. So just need to slow things down, I think. Just work out what they're doing. I haven't seen any full execution on them yet. We haven't gone for that just nice default of getting the map and just dissecting it, getting towards apartments and smoking out the CTs towards Arch and just try to do a split towards quad. Something simple like that. That's all they need to be trying to do. They're working off the picks and then trying to force way in towards B, and we've seen a great methodology here from Fnatic in terms of the way they're holding the B site. They're reading it very well and actually not giving them any kills whatsoever. You've got players like towards the cores not facing, and then the new box, and it's not giving them anything to work with. The time's running so low. You can see the terrors look very uncomfortable. And it just falls apart the last second for G2. They can't get those opening picks. That's what they're relying on so much so far. And the money, like you said, the bomb's not being planted. That's a key issue here. The current score is actually 7-0, in the second half. So obviously maximum loss bonus. Without those bombs going down consistently, you only get $3,400 each time. So they're going to be taking a partial buy this time. Don't get themselves into this massive rut in terms of the money of constantly force buying, not getting any plants down. Let's take a partial this time. Keep the money around the 2K mark, or Tech 9s, P250s, and they've got 5 smokes. So this will be something a bit more methodical. Actually, he's going in with a attitude to try and get the bomb down, and like we said before, it's normally set pieces you try to go towards when you have this kind of buy.
Benton facing this time. Top of Banana. Flush it, top mid. Molotov to contain G2.
Here we go. Yeah, you can see them setting up for it.
I mean, bomb down has to be a step in the right direction at this point. Pop flash out top mid, smoke on Arch. Flush is going to play it forward of it. There's also a smoke front library. Awkwardly though, oh, the flash is perfectly timed because he expended a lot of ammunition and now he's actually going to get away with it. Those smokes benefit him. Scream gets a kill, but it's all too late because they've already rotated around Dennis and he picks the rest up. Well, that was extremely awkward.
Sometimes defense is the best defense. You can see as soon as the smoke's coming over, Flash are reading and say, you know what, I'm not going to let you execute here. I'm going to flash through and just take you down when you think there's nothing going on here. And it's a ballsy play for sure, but it looks very, very ropey, but it pulls it off. He gets 2 frags and his teammates backing him up as well, and they just shut it down before it even began there. So 13-10, Fnatic hit double figures. This was a 13-2 first half match, so they definitely got themselves firmly back into this game. We said it could be a possibility, and they've made it a reality.
It took 11 rounds before Fnatic found one of the 2 on their T side.
No one was fragging whatsoever. But it was that dream pistol from Dennis that got them right back into this. JW spotting the kill towards apartments there, but going to be getting away with his life. Missed the first shot. No one taking any damage. Everyone's falling back and agreeing. They should just go back to their respective sides.
Another smoke thrown late. Venton this time deploying his Crims. Still has one as well on this B site. Flush is the only one that doesn't have a smoke left. Or excuse me, any utility left rather. Venton's just got the Molotov, but they are stacked up. Potentially just trying to bust through this, try and go for a faster play. Forget the picks, let's get in with strength and numbers and go for the trades. They'll isolate out Crims. Venton facing, they know he's in toward that emo position, and a good pickup from Smith. That's very smart, but it is a trade in the fact that the Molotov already deployed on the inside of the smoke. They didn't know that they were walking into. Will take down his killer, but better still, G2 gets body, and finally a bomb plant. Now they have to rotate over. Look at the HP, though.
Yeah, they still have the man advantage still here, so the crossfires are going to come in. One player towards Banana as well. That's going to be shocked. No rotation coming from that side. The CT sticking together, going to be pushing through. But that Molotov's actually very effective. RPK can actually justify facing this as well. Bomb ticking away. CTs need to work out, is this worth it? Will it be worth chucking away this money considering the situation? There it is. First kill comes in. Great shot from Body. And an even better one from RPK as well. So there it is. Round decided. G2 finally arrived there on the second half. It's going to be 8-1. Flusher does find 1 kill, but that's all he'll be finding.
And he's got tons of money. It's not like this is a save situation, but he might as well try and stick around and do every bit of economic damage he can.
Yeah, what he's trying to do there is bait the terrorist to come back and die with the bomb. He manages to stay alive as well. Did he get the AWP? Yes, he did.
Wow.
But there it is. A nice little execute there from G2. That's what you need to do.
He got the AK. Flusher got the AK.
No, they got an AWP, didn't they?
He has an AK he threw over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he grabbed an AK on the way out. He did not get the AWP, just to clarify.
Pretty sure he did, but okay. Maybe you're right. Anyway. We go into round number 25. Yeah, we just heard from he did, Matt, in production.
Really? Because I saw him on an AK in the overlay. Because where would the AK get carried over from?
Okay.
Doesn't make sense.
Well.
Doesn't matter. Because, yeah, this is JW's op. He bought it. See? Doesn't say someone else's.
You're right. Okay. I thought I saw it on the floor. I just assumed. Anyway, regardless.
But either way, it is still going to be 5-a-side. He did manage to save that one. I think he thought he was actually going to be gone with the bomb, hence why he threw his away in the first place.
Possibly.
Smith's and Body in behind smoke. Crims and Venton going to try and play off that, and they can actually try and push down the archway a little bit, or rather, excuse me, the pillars a little bit further in this banana and get the early rotation. They haven't been relying on that play as much as G2 did on their CT side.
Yeah. Well then, this time going to be smoking off towards the quad side as well and just trying to, there we go, this is like dissecting the mid area here, but Shock's burning alive, goes down to 1 HP there. That was very close indeed. One more tick, that would have done it.
Wow, that almost would have done it as well as he jumps out the window. Why not? Bye-bye, cruel world. This is Crims. We know this spot. He plays it so much, and they do know it. They do try and check it. Smith pre-fires into it, but if you see this smoke, you have to know he's there, and there has to be a counter to that.
At this point, they haven't got any control of the map apart from B. You can see Shox now. He'll be holding towards T-Step. It's probably his best move here. Like, considering he just wants to get 1 kill. RPK opening it up, though, taking down JW. This gives some options as they start going to the side. There are 2 more CDs waiting for them, though. 30 seconds remaining. Bomb dropped by Crims. And now it's up to the refracts need to come in, but it's Wenton and Crims is doing absolute work here. Now Shoxy on that 1 HP. Not going to be enough here. There's 20 seconds remaining. He has to see what he can do. I don't think it's going to be much.
So, Shocks down and out. All too easy for Fnatic, and although it's 2 rounds to go for G2, it's tantalizingly close. It is a reset. Now, thankfully, because they kept 3 players alive on a bomb plant the previous round, they do have some money to work with here, but this is a fine call. This is a very borderline call on how you want to approach this. I mean, this is, in my opinion, you level this out and go for pistols, and that's exactly what they've elected to do once we see this replay on the previous round.
It's very comfortable from Crimson. He's not flashed, he's not being Molotoved, he's just shooting them as they run through a grey screen on smoke as well. It's like G2 did so much good work there, opening up the map, and just didn't have anything left to work with as they made their entrance towards the site. Going to number 26, it is going to be not even a partial buy here, just Shocks and Scream getting some armor, and Desert Eagles and Tech9s, that's about all they have. Looks like 4 players towards the apartments here, and Shocks will be flashing him in. Here goes the flash. Can JW hold them off? He's got the AWP. It's an awkward situation, but it's Dennis mopping them down as we go into a very simple situation.
Oh, yes. He reads it.
Little knife there. Left clicks is all he requires.
Now, smartly, but unfortunately, Smith's tried to not buy a single bit of kit last round, stayed on the Glock, and they do fortunately get an AWP over to him, but it left him light without a bomb plant from buying one himself, which does weaken the buy elsewhere there. Henceforth the Galil on the body this round. So still not a perfect situation for G2, but that op's going to have to be something they heavily depend on. I mean, even worse, Scream's the one who bought it, and he's got no armor there, and it's not even worth it.
This is actually spiraling out of control now. So yeah, Scream with no armor whatsoever. And the first pick coming in, it's going to be JW going aggressive, of course. Finds that first kill. It's up to Shocks now as he goes towards the apartments, trying to see what he can do, but the Terrorist is locked out of Banana for now. This can be fine if you can just hold up and do a little bit patient. You know the CTs have run out of smoke toward that side of the map. See Body now boosted up. I'm getting any intel out of this just yet, but CTs now with that man advantage. You can see it on the minimap. They've just gone into a real passive mentality here. Wing formation on towards that A site. Is going to be holding up, looking for the first kill and then falling back.
This is just incredible. G2, the pressure has got to be on so hard. And this sort of situation where the game sways so heavily against them is going to affect them potentially into the next map as well, which is Cash. That's not the easy one. We think of Train as G2's map in this series, but it is Shock's first pick finally. JW going down. First pick on the execution, I mean, rather. But it is Dennis that's holding true. 2 kills for him, and Flush is able to get to Library as soon as that happens. So despite taking him down, bomb drop, body. He may have the A site, but he's got work to do just to grab that bomb back.
Yeah, Fnatic is reading them so well so far. It seems like G2 just commit all 5 players to one side of the map. They're not actually trying to shove the CTs back in terms of B. They're just kind of sticking together. And as soon as Fnatic work them out, that is out fragging them right now. It's going to be 14-13. We have got Body trying to get a plant down here on the A side. Looks like he'll be faking it out. That was his chance.
I feel like the best, yeah. I mean, he's going to try and win this 1v3, and there's not a chance to do so. He should have stuck that down, got money for his team, because they're only up to 3 rounds on this loss bonus, and that would have been an additional bit of money that might have put them in a forced situation.
Can you believe it? After a 13-2 first half, now look how jaded G2 look. They've used their timeout already. Got no money going into round number 28. This could be Fnatic tying things up. What a storyline. What a roller coaster of a game this has been. And it should be a very comfortable situation for Fnatic indeed. Just some Deagles, Glocks, Tech 9s, that's about it. No nades whatsoever. And the buy last round was a bit of a nightmare. Like I said, Scream with no armor, and the all pick coming straight away for JW. They're just fully up against the ropes now. Don't really have an answer for Fnatic right now.
JW facing. Did clip body. It looked like he actually didn't quite land it, but he does just edge him through the edge of the wall.
Well, options very limited here, I have to say, for G2. What do you even try and do? The Deagle trying to open things up there, but Flush up, shutting it down pretty effectively, making a double for him.
RPK just caught in the open of a trap. Once he was committed with his teammate going down, they both double face. It's going to be the other 3 walking in the same direction. Pistols out. It's all too easy. Flush, spray control, all 3 gone.
Nice little ace. He's actually on 34 frags now.
Just going to mention, we mentioned how 5 rounds in he had 1 kill. He's at 34, and RPK leads the way now for G2 on 22. It's definitely a tale of 2 halves, because this is the complete opposite.
What a turn of events that is. Like you said, 1 for 5. He brings it in to 34 for 14. Unbelievable showing from him so far. But round number 29, we have got 5 AKs and a nice full buy here from G2. Still not over yet, but it's looking like they're a little bit out of this one. JW committed towards that car area. Go for the first frag, but it is answered back by RPK. So something to work with here. Are they going to be commit straight away? Smoked out for now. This is fine though. A 4 and 4 should favor the terrorists, but considering the HP, I'm not so sure that's going to be the case here. Scream goes out on 21. Shock's on 46. Let's see what the reaction is here. No smokes remaining for the CTs here. That's the final one dropped. 3 incendiaries though. They've got plenty of time to work with their G2, so they don't have to force the issue too much. They still have 3 smokes themselves. They could go for a full execute here. 4 Molotovs as well. That's all they need to do. Something simple, stick together, try and flush out the CTs and make sure you're refragging effectively.
Body already in the corner and behind sandbags as well. Going to try and hold this top of Banana, so there's no pushing through. Gives them a chance to run backwards, and that may have to be the option they go with, because RPK's already fallen to Flusha.
Balls on this guy. Standing in the fire, challenging, looking for the second as well.
Body's going to fall off that because the flames are far too close for comfort. Flash is over. Late smoke on a CT, but it's a push through. Good catch. Good reaction from Scream, because Crim's tried to take the fight. We've seen them do that a few times. Good lineup from Benton. It's the man over his shoulder. Scream that goes down, although he's still in toward this new box, and he gets aggressive again. It is going to be traded out by Shocks, who now plays a 1 versus 2, 16 HP. And he's just going to get this down, but he's already being faced. 5 HP around the corner from Spools. He's expecting the second peak, and they are going to slow this down and play this correctly. Fnatic off of each other. No chance for Shocks to hit a miracle. But he's in a decent position to cover off the angles. They're going to go together. First shot's easy because he's low HP, but the second one, that was close. Just over the right shoulder. It is going to be Fnatic who will go on to the first map point. That is an incredible statement in itself.
Shocks had to dig deep there, trying to make something happen, make it viable for him. Finds the first kill, but like he said, the CT sticking together, making sure the refrag potential was there. It comes in, and I can't believe this has happened, Matt. Not like this, G2.
3 bomb plants total on this T side from G2.
Crazy. They did get a plant down in that previous round, so they do get the extra $800 each. So we have 5 AKs and decent utility as well, but I feel like their chances are dwindling here. They need this last one just to force it to overtime. One more Fnatic will do it. They'll take the first map in the best of 3 here. More default from G2 once again. Smith's taking quite a lot of damage there, and a nade comes over the top as well. Just hits the back of body there. What have they got? Have they got anything left there? If there was a time to open up the old strat book, this would be it.
Smoke. Both at the end of the apartments and at the top of middle. Doesn't quite clip all the way to the door and boiler, so they can actually get a chance to try and execute through that. Smokes go out and turn, therefore, toward JW. Scrim's just going to wait because that Molotov's locked him against the wall. Shox actually should be working out toward the top of the apartment and balcony, but with Dennis there and another smoke deployed, they have to wait for him to get that positioning.
Okay, well, they've got middle now. That's something has been achieved. They push Flusher back towards the library, JW and Dennis in the pit as well, so they still have 3 smokes to play with here, and time. Don't need to make a mistake. Need to make sure they're actually dying together or actually fragging. This is very important now.
This is huge from Flusher. Look at that flash timing.
God.
You were just waiting for it. He knew they were there the whole time, and he just waited for his teammate. Shox now plays a 1v5, and Dennis closes it. It's all over, 16-14, and an incredible, incredible comeback from Fnatic.
We said these guys have got the potential to make a 13-2 happen, but they just proved it in amazing fashion as well. What a round to finish things off as well. Just grounded out round by round. Didn't let the scoreline phase him whatsoever, and an amazing performance there. G2 have got to be absolutely gutted. That's not a good start for this best of 3.
Flusher just dropped 39 kills, by the way.
Get wrecked. That's unbelievable. After going 1 for 5 to open things up, he finishes on almost a 40 bomb in regulation. That's a godlike form in the second half.
Godlike. That is taking matters into his own hands. That guy's obviously happy. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, G2, though, this is going to tilt them. This is something they literally have to let go of immediately and get on to cash, get things back underway. Because, again, if this goes to train, there's a real chance for them in this series. They may have just missed a free kick, but they still can make this a series. There's no question about it.
Absolutely.
3 bomb plants. Oh.
It's just this Fnatic is so disciplined in terms of like the defense they were bringing to the table every single time. It was a fantastic performance from G2 to kick things off. It looked like there's no chance of them losing this, but we said if Dennis could step up in the pistol round in the second half, there was a chance. There was some form of hope for Fnatic in that second half, and somehow he finds 3 kills, and here's there on your screen right now, one of the sickest performances we've seen in the pistol. He really is fantastic with that weapon.
Absolutely, and that said, G2's got work to do. We'll take a short break and see what they can come up with on cash.
A bit quiet, so why don't we make some noise here? It's going to be anything. Go on. Okay,
there we go. There we go.
A little bit delayed.
I mean, you felt like yelling at Machine a minute ago, despite that he was just trying to do his job. But
that's the noise. Right then. Fnatic on the T side, G2 on the CT. You'll see the buys coming in. Actually, 5 sets of armor for Fnatic here. So, going to be something very aggressive indeed. They normally do favor towards the B side of the map, but looks like they're maybe going towards middle here. Just spreading out towards the default. No boots coming in. And we'll see what the CTs bring to the table as well. Actually, very passive play from both sides here.
Pretty straightforward setup. No boost yet. Very far back from Flusher, perhaps anticipating that there might be a counter boost.
Well, a lot of CT teams will hunt for information, especially if they don't get anything this early on. And there it is. You can see Smiths. He's pushed in towards the storage area here. Looking at that first frag. Problem is, if he gets spotted, there's no life support here. He's got no one with him. So it's all down to this first shot. But I like his angle, though. That's pretty efficient in terms of getting that first frag. I don't think anyone will be expecting this one. As the boost comes in, though, Fnatic. Oh, did he spot him? I think you can see the feet there, so he's going for the first shot here now, but he is committed at this point. Didn't find the kill. This could be his downfall.
That's actually very smart from Fnatic. They immediately give up on the boost, knowing that it's spotted. There's a chance to relay the information to someone at middle, and they go after him knowing he's isolated, and they get the kill. 1-for-1 trade. So Smith did well to find one on his own, but good reaction from Fnatic. Now they can go back to the boost and get back to the plan that was to get out middle and try and control the map.
Yeah, that was big for Smiths. If he found that first kill and got away, that would have been so beneficial for G2. But here we go then. It's going to be the B side of the map. It's Fnatic's option. 30 seconds remaining. And RPK still has to smoke as well. He's towards a headshot position as well. I don't think he has a chance to use it now. Gets the first shot though. Gets 2. Can he get more out of this? Going to be still alive, and Scream backing him up as well. So fantastic work from RPK. Stepping up just when G2 required. Just going to be JW remaining now, but he finds 2. Okay.
And he may find a third. RPK's down to just 8 HP. He's got 9 seconds though. It's unlikely. What a shot. JW. Is he going to get there in time? Strafe jump just barely. He's going to get this bomb plant. This now comes to a legitimate one-on-one. That shot was so impressive from Defined. It's not the HP, it was just the timing of it. And Shox, he's already spotted him. He's still got the advantage. 89 HP, drops in, flash goes out. GW has to reload on top of the box though. He's still alive, and it's Shox just barely to hold on.
Can you imagine? That was so well played by JW. Very impressive. The fact he got it down to a 1 versus 1 and got the bomb planted as well. Shox must have been sweating bullets there. That's unbelievable. We could see how hit or miss that was for him, but he manages to pull things off with the headshot through the box in the end. G2 do take a much needed pistol, I have to say. They're going to 4 MP9s in the second round. Obviously, Fnatic will be forcing in the third of AK, so they should be able to clean up here. Still, that was very touch and go for JW.
Yeah,
amazing rounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those.
I was getting nervous watching it.
Dennis boosted up this time, P250 in hand. 4 MP9s right now for G2. No armor bot from Fnatic, so twice now Fnatic in the second round after losing pistol have not elected to buy armor on their force. And it's because they have the bomb down, so they want to try and get a more established buy onto round 3. Good start. The Scream continues to try and pick away at middle. Damage onto Crims. Gets tanked up, though. Thankfully, it's from far enough a distance that he only goes down to 63. They should be able to collect both these kills without losing anyone else.
Yeah, you would think so.
No, okay. Thanks, Crims.
Looking for the second. Almost gets it. Takes Smith down to 22.
And thankfully, Scream picks up the FAMAS as well.
Yes, so they actually had 4 MP9s here. So now they will be adjusting themselves. They know the AK is going to be coming out on the third. But the AWP is coming in as well. JW benefiting from those kills he found in the pistol, and obviously got the extra cash from the plant as well. So round number 3. No more for G2, that's for sure. It's going to be 2 MP9s of FAMAS. And they go up against the Orb JW. Smoke goes down towards Connector from Fnatic. Now they'll be focusing towards mid here as well. Flashbang comes in. Shox with the burst fire though. Struggles a little bit. His teammates back him up. And they managed to take the first 2 kills there. And Shox, he should have been dead for sure, but he manages to avoid death, and they get the bomb down as well.
Shox going to sit with that bomb as well and babysit it. He only has the 12 HP to play with, but with Scream and RPK also with attention on middle can play off of his call in this situation. Now a boost may come through for Dennis late. Venton looks like he wants to put him up. That would put them in an angle to very easily catch off Shox, but they have to confront Scream before that even happens. Question is Scream peeking far enough? He's just facing out front. If he's shoulder peeking it with his knife out so we can get the information, and that way not only call for Shox that they are coming, but get RPK to peek and face. So this isn't an easy task just because they have a boost. That makes it easier. That shoulder peeking caught off. JW, well done.
I'm not sure he had to do that as well with Shox and vision on the bomb, but here we go then. Shox stepping up there, gets the kill towards Venton, and JW finds his second as well, so still a lot to play for here.
They should be able to, they'll re-grab off this now because RPK can't afford to face out, bring this back to a 2v2. That just throws the round, so smartly he gets away from this. He'll play as the rotation, but it looks like it's going to be Highway with an approach toward the A site. Smiths has already cleared out Squeaky.
You know what's interesting about this as well? The CDs have 2 MP9s. Up against an AWP and an AK, so still it's a 3-on-2, but the Fnatic definitely have a strong chance here.
And armor as well, and we know about that MP9 against armor. It's really ineffective in most situations, especially at range, so...
Well, Smith's is playing it well, though. He's not committing to a bomb site. He's just going to be listening out, getting a ton of info here. Problem is, if he gets spotted like that, he's going to be in a very difficult position, and his team included in that.
He had no idea. He thought he could catch the planter off. But it is a second M4 picked up now. Body's going to lead from Highway.
You know what's clever about this? They want to... Okay. Take it away, Matt.
I was going to say, that, yeah, they could go for a boost here. If they wanted, that's an overcommitment, though. JW caught in the open. Now, Dennis hasn't peeked in this. They didn't go for the boost. Can they read his position? He can still play this out with time. They're going to tap it, try and force this out, but they're both looking away. Oh, they're both looking away. This is going to be too easy for Dennis.
See what I mean?
First kill, done. Second one, they're going to try and face it again. RPK chasing him around. Does kill him, but...
No chance.
There's no kid, there's no one to buy.
That's exactly the point I was going to make. They didn't go for the boost. They wanted to go for the old bait and switch. He said, you know what? Let's not give away both our positions here. Even if you die in the face, I'm not going to go for this whatsoever. They're going to be limited with the utility. They can't flush me out, and they're going to assume I'm towards A or squeaky door. So that was actually really cool for Fnatic. You could see them going to make it their mind how they wanted to approach it. Had they gone for the boost, sure, they could have got the first kill, but that gave them a really strong chance of winning the round there. And after losing the first 2 frags, Fnatic bounced back, and it's going to be 2-1. Still in G2's favor, and they have got cash to buy here. As we're going to round number 4, Smith brings out the AWP, but no kits and a distinct lack of utility as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is That early buy. That then left onto an UMP in this situation, but it does mean that we're in a fragile situation for both teams with this much invested, so it's still not done and dusted in this situation with that early bomb plant. Regardless, good counter boost up. He's going to get caught off. Manages at least to find Flusha before going down. That's big, because RPK following up on Dennis now means that they can fall back inside of the sites, and RPK gets away with 39 HP. He has a long way to go back down A main, but they weren't in a position to re-peek him. Yeah, and the Smiths as well, continuing the aggression towards A storage. He finds JW, so this round surely secured at this stage. Just going to be a Galil and a UMP remaining. Crimson Venton, and RPK has spotted one towards Squeaky Door as well. So they've got information. They know Terrorists can't be too committed to this side of the map just yet, as he does fall back as well. They pick up the bomb. And I'm not really sure what the options are here for the Terrorists. Going to be making their way back towards middle. Managed to upgrade the Galil to an AK as well. And they only have a flash and a Molotov to work with, so there comes the play towards mid. You would assume now the CTs just going to have two towards A, two towards B, and just try and work across fire and deny the bomb going down. It's going to be the B side of the map for Fnatic to choose. Yeah, and that vent busting out is going to be far too obvious. Scream's just going to have to hold the cross. There's no smoke. They do have a Molotov they can try and put in that position, but they'd rather use it to clear out Body, who when he peeks, finds one, allows Scream to easily pick up the second as he distracts Scrims, and it's now 3 rounds for G2. This is exactly what we were talking about, though. Both teams so heavily invested, and the economy not stabilized at all this early on. It's going to be straight back onto the pistols for Fnatic. Yeah, going to be force buying here. There would have probably been double eco anyway, so let's see what they can do with the force here. Desert Eagles, body armor. Dennis and JW have had armor. One smoke, and I'd assume this will be an A take. Smoke towards highway. Try and force your way in, try and find that chance Deagle headshot. As we go into round number 5, as Krim's trying to show his hand towards the B side of the map here, but there it is. Flusha gets the first kill towards Shox. Body replies. That new vent is so much nicer. You like it, don't you? I do like it, Henry. Yes. Pretty straightforward. There's going to be a smoke off to cover off top highway. They can try and push through. Dennis with bomb is going to get it into our default tight plant. No Molotov to try and delay this or deter it from Smiths. Can't really force the fake, or force the peek rather, excuse me, on toward A main either, as they're going to fall back quite easily, but the retake will come in. RPK the first shot on it. Dennis makes this all the more possible. Body going to flash over top, and he's going to try and work toward Venton, who's sat on top of this bomb, so it may catch them off for one, but it's still so much work with these pistols. Yeah, a lot to do here. It's going to be Body finding the kill on towards Flusha. Smith chimes in as well, and that's going to be it. Decent retake there, utilizing the grenades perfectly. Molotovs towards the key areas, making the Fnatic players face. They managed to keep 4 alive as well. So Fnatic, although they open things up, taking down Shox and the bomb plant coming in as well, doesn't equate to a round of victory here. So they will be taking a full eco, presumably, as we go into round number 6. Just, okay, 5 deagles across the board. That's all they will be buying, though. So definitely will be able to buy next round. And this is where G2 can start to build some economy here. It's like the bank account swell. Try and keep 5 players alive. That's the aim of the game here. Don't want to give anything away. RPK going to try and get close to that smoke inside middle as well, but that shot on his Shox. Thought it was coming. Flashback in. They want to reface. They're a little bit hesitant, though. Instead, it's the nade Molotov now. That goes a little bit far. It'll segregate Dennis, though, who has bomb and he's low on HP. Needs to be a little bit careful in this situation as JW get caught as well by RPK. Smoke's gone. He still has that position. He's going to fall away from it smartly and not get counterpicked here, because that would bring it back and leave a rifle so far out in the open for Fnatic. The smoke there from Shox being very beneficial for them just to slow down Fnatic, allow them to rotate over, but still not really much the Terrorists can do here. A little boost comes towards the site. Shox is happy to face it, though. Doesn't find the frag, but does a ton of damage. And looks like now it's going to be Dennis making his way towards Forklift as well. Actually undetected as well. So Screen could get dropped here. There it is. They do manage to find him, and that's the round secured. Like I said, the CTs want to keep as many players alive here as they possibly can, and Scream's making a very convincing case to make that happen. Scream is going to follow that up as well, and all the way in. 3 quick kills for him. It's 5-1 now for G2. Another decent start in a map. And the economy's still in their favor firmly as they build it up over the last 2 rounds. They've got a round in hand, and Fnatic, with only 3 rounds in the bonus, are able to buy in this round, but won't be in the next without a bomb plant. So keep that in mind. Absolutely. Keep that, not to mention the bomb plant round prior is actually what made a lot of this possible. It's just been able to stabilize, even just to get decent utility in this one. 5 AKs, no open JW this time. We'll see what kind of setup G2 are bringing. It's this aggressive play towards B storage. RPK there with Smiths at the AWP, seeing if they can get the first bit of intel here, but it's going to be another default from Fnatic. Not going for any fast mid pushes here. It's
Just seeing if they can make something happen. It's going to be a smoke towards the highway from Benton, just trying to take away some vision when the CT's there, but RPK still aggressive towards storage. And he's not getting anything out of this as well. So Smith's going for that first pick. It's going to be JW waiting for the aggression as Shocks to go down first. Now, a 5-on-4 finally in Fnatic's favor.
Good shot from Smiths.
This is the best thing about this map. It's like Dust 2 in a sense. As soon as you lose that first frag as the TTs, you want to be pushing in and getting the frags back in your favor. Smiths does an amazing job there. RPK chiming in as well, but there's Body. He wants some more. Benton does manage to take him down, but it's going to be a 3-on-2 still in G2's favor here.
Benton facing, door open. Molotov in front. Oh,
What?
that nearly
Okay.
stretches through 8 HP. He just stays alive. Now his job is basically going to allow it. That's a bit curious, actually, from Flusha. I was going to say his job is to stay alive and help support Flusha, who's got the HP, but Flusha charges in and gets caught by it. And now it goes to 6-1. No bomb plant again, so this now means they sit just below the position where they could be able to buy. They can afford Tech 9s in this situation because they will go to a full 5 rounds, but it's the best case scenario.
Well, both teams have been excellent on the CT side so far. Just great approach to the basic game with CS. Like I said, Cash, one of those maps, as soon as you lose the first kill, you need to be making something happen. You need to be retaking another part and making sure you find frags. Smiths did that perfectly as well, and RPK's been having a great series. He found the second and forced Fnatic towards the A site. Now they will be on an eco. CZs, Deagles, and a P250. We go to round number 8 here. Not really many options once again. No nades to work with whatsoever. Just trying to make those Desert Eagles open up a part of the map and they can swarm in and see if we get another plant down here. We have got Body towards the checker room. He's going to be backed up by RPK once again. Decent flashbang comes in, takes down Benton. He does get answered back by 2 frags of Fnatic here.
Very well done, and Dennis is going to get aggressive and go toward this AK as well. JW with RPK, it's suddenly Fnatic that has the lead in the round, and they've got this defense entirely split up. JW is going to probe in toward the B site, and Scream's going to have to be very calculated on exactly how he peaks this.
It's one of his best positions as well. He can absolutely destroy teams here. And here's an example, gets the first frag, but Dennis replies. 2-on-1 now, all up to Smiths with the AWP.
That's the big problem. It's an AWP to try and get aggressive with as he peeks in. First shot unsuccessful. Audacious to go for the no-scope in that situation. But that AK, Dennis with the shot over mid, rushes to get the AK, and look at the result. Fnatic pick up their second round on a forced buy, not even that, a quasi-buy situation where they're trying to equalize their money so they could buy into this round.
Big round. And Smiths looked like he had an opportunity there. That nose skip, had it landed, could have been a different story, but Dennis very confident, gets 3 frags and finishes things off there. Not going to be enough to dent the economy just yet of the CTs. They have another buy in hand here. It is 6-2, trying to claw one back on the Deagle round. Smiths back on towards the AWP. This time he's going towards A storage once again. We'll be pushing through that smoke, it seems. He's been very good at opening the map up, actually. As he is going towards A main. Doesn't spot anything just yet. Even though he doesn't kill anyone, this is good info. And it's looking like Fnatic maybe focusing towards mid here. JW boots on the red container in mid, looking for any aggression from the CTs. They've got a good control of the map right now. Looks like a mid take will be coming in.
Dennis just going to wait. RPK, Shock, Scream all inside the middle though from G2's side. Smith's in the corner on the boxes at A as well as looking in toward main, so he'll get information early if they rotate back in that position. That's why they can afford to leave so many players committed right now onto this mid position. They're waiting it out. Fnatic definitely taking their time about it. Benton's going to start to go lurk toward that squeaky position because that'll be their way in, their ticket into the round, but good exchange so far. Dennis goes in with one and immediately gets dropped. That'll negate any chance for them to continue on with that boost strategy. Oh, missed smoke from JW. Thankfully, a flash was also misthrown from G2, and Scream gets caught by this. He nearly gets taken down through the garage.
Well, it's looking like a B-sided attack here as Flusha makes his way with Crims towards that side now. His Body, the new Body step up as JW finds a kill on towards Scream now. Up to Body to find these next 2 frags.
An easy noise trigger. JW knew by the footsteps he was on the roof, but here we go. Body this time. It's it's already off. Crims snuck up. He had no idea. I was going to say the same position Scream played it from, but no chance that time.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more aggressive there. It's going to be a 4-on-2, and it looks like the CTs will be saving. As I said, they have one more buy in them. That's about it. So saving these weapons will be very valuable going forward. But it looks like Fnatic may be on the hunt here. You can see Benton making his way through T-spawn towards the squeaky door area. Should be taken down by Smith, so there it is. And so at least that gives his position away. All the rest of the terrorists decide to follow suit. It looks like they will be, slowly but surely.
RPK is going to get found here by JW as well. But it's a good angle for him to hold. Crims actually may beat him there. Crims actually becoming slightly more facing in that position coming from T-Spawn, so he may get caught by this. There it is, one. JW, reface. No, good shuffle out, but RPK does go down, so one gun only saved. Importantly, though, it is the AWP. JW, cheeky, tries to get the pre-fire in.
Yeah.
But now they split the lead. It's down to 6-3.
Indeed, the AWP definitely helps. Means we don't have a glass cannon. We can actually have grenades across the board as well. So this is a full buy from GT, but this will be the round to break them if they were to lose it. Problem is now JW has the AWP as well. We know how strong he can be getting these picks towards middle, especially when he's boosted up as well. We'll have a look at the setup coming in for G2 here. Body tucked in towards the checkers. He'll be backed up by RPK as well. He's just got the flashbang in hand. And we'll see whether Body can get any vision here. Doesn't get anything for his money just yet. Smith's pushing that squeaky door area, looking for the first pick. He is seeming very confident today. Okay, he might get this kill as well. Oh. Misses the shot, but manages to stay alive.
Dennis is going to wait inside A main as well, and Smith's getting a little bit more curious in this position. He held it from the boxes last time. This time he does actually manage to get the jump up, but will Dennis, I don't think he'll have heard it. That's sneaky. Shox just walks in. We could see him go underneath the Smith's position, and Dennis had no idea. Not only that, he gets away from this flash in. He's looking for the repeat. Now, Smith has the angle held as well, so if he did bait them in, it could have been a perfect scenario for G2. But meanwhile, they've gotten middle.
This is the next phase of the round now. Going to be boosting JW up, looking with the pick towards the A side, but Smiths is reading this very nicely indeed. He'll be looking towards highway. This is the first shot, but he's aware of the situation now, so we're trying to reclaim towards that A storage area. Just back and forth, trying to find that next frag. They have got the man advantage here.
JW, after that shot, gonna slip away. Smith has made his way to lockers, but he's isolated, so he has to hit this next shot as well into Flusha. Pops out the flash. This will get him around the corner. Better position. Molotov as well, and Flusha does win the duel, but he's going to be refaced by Shox, who nearly misses out, but does close it. It's on to Crims. 1 versus 4.
Yeah, 3 frags for Shoxy. Stepping up is himself and Smiths. They were just commanding the round and almost funneling Fnatic to unfavorable situations there. It's a very aggressive play from Smiths, but he finds the opening frag, and Shox is backing him up and getting him out of every difficult situation there. They find their 7th round now. As I said, that was a round that would have broken them, so they managed to keep their head above water here. As we go to round number 11, they're getting a commanding victory as well, 7-3. And Fnatic, not with the best buy in the world. They're going to have 2 pistol players, 3 AKs. They have got utility to play with as well. We haven't seen any solid executions in terms of like a proper wall of smoke towards the A side. This is classic Fnatic so far, just working the picks and using the mid-round calls, boosting up, trying to take advantage of any situations they find themselves into. And this will be a contact B play by the looks of things. 4 players in B storage, Flusha holding the flanks, and Body hasn't really been tested so far in the early stages of the round. Let's see if we can step up here.
Well, the wall of smoke at mid is out right now, but the problem is they're not going through it. They're actually coming through B main instead, and that allows Body to find 2. RPK, good use of the smoke as he gets up on top of the boxes. It's perfect, in fact, because he picks up 2 kills. Scream finds 1 before. It's now extended the lead a little bit. They've got the AWP still on to Smiths, and the money for Fnatic's non-existent.
Yeah, that was a big round there. We said Body needed to be tested. He finds 2 frags as well, and RPK using those smokes perfectly, like he said on the one play. Finishes things off with 2 frags. So Fnatic, like I said, they are just relying on the basics so far. We know Venton is the new boy here. It's been, a couple of weeks since he was announced actually in this team. So a map pool of 7 is very difficult to go over absolutely everything and have everything locked down. Sometimes you just have to rely on the defaults and see if you can work the picks. If you don't have those solid executions nailed. It's just going to be Glocks and P250s this time. Make it as 1 P250. This is almost a throwaway round at this stage. No grenades. And they can get a bomb down. That'll be an absolute miracle, but I don't really see it happening. You see the setup now for G2. Gone full retake mode. They've been so aggressive in the last previous rounds. They're going to be just having Smith towards CD spawn. And he'll be looking at that first frag, falling back. And that's probably the opportunity Fnatic were looking for. They can just make him miss 1 shot. They can make their way to the side, but Shox coming to back up now.
Shox has this angle covered off. They cross over. No utility. Easy first shot for him. He has taken a little bit of damage. In fact, they've lost Smiths and Scream. Shox goes down now to Venton. There's still a chance to at least get a bomb plant out of this. It could go further. Low HP, though. That nade doesn't quite reach to Venton, but Dennis found. It's going to leave it to a 2 versus 2. Kits on both G2 players. They can take their time and try and make this correct, but nearly gets caught with utility deployed. Could have been awkward for RPK. Instead, Molotov forcing out, tries to catch him on the escape. Flush has got a cross. Venton's got the shot. This is still doable. Nice pick from Body as he waits for the angle to present itself, but he has no idea where Flush has gone because not only has he crossed from Forklift, he's made it all the way into the quad position. Fortunately, no guns inside of the site due to the passive approach, and Body's going to tap this. He's looking the wrong way. He's looking the wrong... That gave it away. That was a chance missed, and Flush has now got to play the time. He's going to try with the burst block, oddly enough, and Body's going to close it just barely with the kit.
You have to think, though, when he spotted his back, is it even worth taking the shot there? Just run the bomb down as quickly as you possibly can and just stay alive as long as possible. He went for the burst fire Glock, didn't work out. I think we've seen a lot of rounds thrown with that secondary option of the Glock. Doesn't ever seem to pay off, but there it is. G2 do manage to avoid what would have been an absolute shocker of a round. It was actually, what, 1 P250 and 4 Glocks. Came down to the one-on-one, but Body's stepping up. 9-3 now. It's round number 13. We have got 5 AKs and a full set of utility for Fnatic as well. And it looks like Smiths is going aggressive once again towards Squeaky Door. Looking at that first frag. Doesn't work out this time, though. Wenton gets to first pick for Fnatic here. And Shox, that's what I'm talking about. The reaction plays. Going to be pushing through this smoke. Wants to try and find and get one back for G2.
Shox with the flash in. Has the angle covered off. AK versus M4. And M4 wins the first duel, but it does go back to Dennis in the end, using the box correctly. Still, though, they managed to offset that, bring it back to 3 versus 3. Dennis is going to lurk inside the site alone, essentially, right now as well. Scream's still down toward Highway. He's a little bit late to arrive with that smoke out, but Dennis caught looking the wrong way. Good peek from RPK. Takes matters into his own hands.
Very calm and collected, RPK there. 2 great frags and drops the bomb as well, and it's going to be Scream to finish things off. This is very convincing so far for G2. Every time they lose a frag, they're doing the right moves. Once again, we saw it in Inferno. Good mid-round calls, and Shoxy leading the charge here. Great work from him. As soon as they lose a player, he's the one making things happen. 10-3, Fnatic, difficult position in terms of the money. Gonna be having 4 AKs, 1 Desert Eagle. They look a little bit lost on cash now, I have to say.
Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, it's a bit more surprising than I would have expected because remember Cash, although CT side is one of the maps with the double op when Olaf's in the lineup that they're very good on, and there's been multiple instances where they've picked up 9 to 11 rounds on this map before with swift execution, but like you're saying, we haven't really seen much of that.
Not at all, not even in the basic execution, not even like just 2 smokes towards Highway and 1 towards Quad, a couple of Molotovs. They're just really working on the defaults here and hoping they can rely on the frags. But here it comes, this is what we've been looking for, a nice, simple execution. The smokes come in, the flashbangs do too.
Yeah, the arrow smoke as well to cover off that quad position, allow them to wrap faster, get that bomb in position. I think they followed that up with a Molotov, but they went toward the fence, so that means Smiths still has position. He's caught at the fence this time. He's already fired through. He does pick up 1, dropping it. It's Dennis to trade, though. Bomb's dropped in the corner, and Dennis is extremely low, and he's left alone.
Wow.
As Shox just absolutely mops them up walking back in the site.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong indeed, and this Fnatic, they're not looking very assertive right now. They're dropping those smokes and they're getting flash and no one's pushing through, no one's making it happen. They're hoping CTs present themselves, but it's holding back for this smoke. You can see it's looking a little bit confusing. As soon as it was just 1 player towards that MPK position as well, and he's able to get 2 or 3 players on his screen before they actually face him. And Shox knocking things up, as you said. It's going to be round number 15 here. G2 with another commanding lead in the CT half. Similar scenes to what we saw on Inferno, but we know how that ended. Flusher opening things up here, takes down Screen towards Connector. They have got control of middle now with that kill.
JW on the Smiths. Gives the man advantage to Fnatic though, but look at Crim's position as he starts to walk in. They're already around on this checkered flooring. It's RPK, can't do more than 1 this time. He does get tagged up significantly, and it's an easy follow-up for Crims. But now the T's very spread up. Venton wins the duel in A. That gives them the site, but all right, closed on kills, fair enough. Crims finds it. I was gonna say, it's a long way to rotate that bomb back around, but it does end up 2 duels, both won 11-4, so slightly better in some ways, Henry, by 2 rounds than Inferno.
Yeah, I guess.
But you could also say slightly worse for G2 after seeing what happened on Inferno.
Yeah, it's definitely 2 ways to look at this one, but still, if we were just talking about this map on its own, very good half for G2. They looked, they were in the driving seat throughout this, and there was a couple of rounds which were hit or miss, but overall, very successful indeed. Well, pistol, again, very important for Fnatic, and Dennis posts similar sort of levels of skill we saw on Inferno. Yet to be seen. Do we take a break here, Matthew?
I haven't heard, Henry. But we are going to take a short break, Henry. That is the plan. We will get back into half 2. G2 in the lead. right, welcome back. Halftime 2. G2 11-4 lead. Again, very solid CT half, but the same can be said, as we mentioned, Fnatic are very good on the CT side of Cash, previously at least, with Olaf. Now, this is the unknown entity. We don't know where the potential lies for not only a double op, but just in general, being aggressive and finding information. Like you say, it's one of those maps you have to get refrags when the trades and the kills go against you.
We'll see what happens in this pistol round. As I was just finishing the point off before we went to that break, if Fnatic can find this one, if Dennis posts another amazing performance in the pistol, this could be another turbulent time for G2 here. They've got to try and guarantee themselves going into the T-sided pistol here. Most teams do favor towards the B side, but definitely many options here. You can see the buy is just about to come in. Scream has got the smoke and flash. And we are getting to the second half now. 11-4. Like you said, 2 better for Fnatic than Inferno, but also 2 worse for G2.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to make that storyline a thing, because we already saw a huge comeback from Fnatic in the first round, in the first map, excuse me, on Inferno, and we know, you've said it enough times, and we've definitely seen it prove that Dennis is extremely good on these pistols to start that momentum off. Fast play, very fast play, and there it is! Oh my God, Dennis on cue, on point, all 3 kills again. I'm done. Don't even buy guns. Just this guy could use a USB for the entire game, and I would be convinced, because G2 certainly has to be convinced it might be the ace to Dennis with an absolutely perfect round.
What do you even say about that one, Matt? That's just disgusting. He saved them on Inferno, and he gets an ace. We're just picking him up as the world's best pistol player.
That
and
second
how
shot.
is that not more fitting than he does that in the second half? Unbelievable scenes. 5 kills, just a clean ace, why not? That's so sick. Let's go, Dennis. Round number 2 comes in. Of course, G2 will be force buying Tech-9s, Desert Eagles, and PT-50s. But still, that will be coming to many frag movies in the next couple of weeks.
That second shot was absolutely ridiculous. USP is like, Valve, please nerf, but not gun, just Dennis. Like, that is insanity.
Nerf Dennis.
Flush is going to climb silently up the ladder, get himself a better position on toward the catwalk, because JW has been pushed out of the site. He needs to stay passive. Surprise, surprise, Dennis with another kill. He starts things off this time as well. JW will chime into the mix. Deagle's now left for RPK shocks and body, but that's slowly dwindling away. No bomb play. They do go for the armor here because they're not going to have the early buy. They'll have the next round to save and try and build up their economy.
Let's see if they can find a kill here. It's body to take down Dennis, so finally tamed the beast there, but it's just going to be now body in the vent. And not really much hope here as the bomb is down towards the A side of the map here. JW pushing in as well. And there it is. The final kill comes in for Flusher. It's pretty clean. 4 players stay alive, and G2 after the force buy will be on a full eco this time. And so Fnatic can breathe easy here and just utilize these SMGs they have and just patrol the map, try and farm some cash. On cash, of course. And yeah, nothing really purchased for G2 whatsoever. Just a couple of PT-50s and some Glocks. Make it 3 PT-50s. No nades. Once again, just try and get the bomb down. That's all you can really hope for, Matt. But Fnatic have showed us you can make these rounds very close. And there's a reply from Body.
Smart reply. Better still. Takes down Dennis. Body having a reasonable game with 14 kills. Crims is going to rotate around them, but more importantly, Crims has bomb. So even though there's 3 kills, or sorry, there's 3 alive rather, for G2 and 2 guns picked up, they have to recover this bomb, and a smart boost right now for Crims to go up above because he can play both sides of this. It doesn't matter which approach they go for. Venton's gonna go a long ways away from this though. So this actually catches them off a bit slightly because they'll be in between. Venton should be able to spot them. And it is gonna be taken down though. Scream with 1, Crims has to find, does get the first, they now know his position, jumps up, tries to play the SMG movement mechanics. He does get the second shot, and he's not taking much damage from this either. He will eventually fall down. Still has possession of that bomb, though, at least knows he does when he peeks it out the first time. He can't afford to face it directly, so this will come down to a bit of a game of cat and mouse. And Scream's trying to wait this out himself. He's not sure exactly where Crims has gone.
Yeah, the problem for Scream is Crims is one of the most intelligent players in these clutch situations in the entire planet. So let's see whether he can negate his way around him and try and get the bomb down here. His odds, although he has an M4, the problem is he has no armor against that MP7. That'll chew him apart. Looks like Scream now making his way towards Squeaky Door. Just got to go all in on the A-bomb side. Doesn't look like he'll be slowing down. Just got to open up the door, hope for the best. And we'll see if that crisp aim can get him out of the situation.
Yeah, Crims just rotating late from highway now, and Knows it's on the A site. Taps out though. Scream's still thinking this very sincerely. He's overthinking. In fact, and it's a huge overcommitment because Scream hits the shot.
I told you. That's all a 3-on-1. That real smart bougie pointed it out as they were in that difficult situation. They had control of the bomb. They knew the terrorists would stick together. And he finds that first frag, and that kill, the second one, was what decides it for me. He knows he has control of the situation at that point. He can wait for Scream to make the next move, and the MP7 prevails somehow against the M4. And it's G2, although they didn't necessarily have much to work with there. They definitely made it an interesting situation. We go into round number 19. The buy comes in, AKs, and there's going to be an A-sided attack here. We've got Shocks and Smiths in the A storage. Scream trying to push his way in towards Squeaky Door. And there is an AWP for JW as well. Decent nade goes in, takes Smiths down to 81. And they are leaving the bomb towards the mid-warehouse for now, so probably won't be committing just yet. Let's be more of a default to try and work a pick here. Maybe allow Scream to open up the door and face towards that forked area. But Dennis is waiting for him, but it's going to be Shocks that gets to drop first, and now they've got something to work with.
Shocks is going to play this with the open angle as well. No smokes out. That costs him, though, because JW has an easy visionary shot through with the AWP. Rotation coming in from Crims already. They seem to have an idea that this is going to be on the A site. They can also afford to rotate early with Venton inside of the vents because he'll be able to hear them rotating back. And they're not wrong. Certainly not wrong about rotating because now it is going to be a commitment. Good shot from Scream on the way through, but JW closing out on Smiths. Or excuse me, Flush closing out on Smith is going to let JW get closer with this AWP.
Well, the bomb's making its way to the site as well. It's going to be body carrying it. JW just hungry for more kills here. You can hear it going down. This is just classic JW. Doesn't really have much information. Knows the bomb is in front of him. There it is. Takes him down. There is another player towards quad there. That's going to be Scream. RPK backing him up from the forklift as well. Can they pull this one off? They find two frags. Just going to be Wenson here. The new boy trying to step up.
Has to drop inside of the site. Low HP on RPKs. Found the first. Venton knows Scream's in toward quad position, but he has to find a way to bait him out. He has a kit to work with, so he's got some time to do so. Scream's got the first shot, but it's only a minimal damage and a good peek from Venton. He reads it. Fnatic, they're doing it again, Henry.
They're doing it again, absolutely. It's JW with the audacious play, creeping up to the bomb site. Didn't have really any information as to where the terrorists were. Hit the first shot, and it looked like G2 did just enough there, but Wenson hasn't had the most explosive series so far, but he's been winning some really crucial rounds for Fnatic there, and that's another one.
And you mentioned the JW thing. He's fully flashed off, but he figures, all right, if I'm flashed, they're flashed, they're not going to peek me. And he just keeps walking up the wall. Like, who does that other than JW?
JW's on 30
that was a knife out of spawn.
Why does that happen? Don't right-click your knife and spawn, guys. That's another CS 101 lesson for you there. That could be really important.
They're going to boost Venton from B.
Means if he gets like grenaded now, he can't be so aggressive with the AWP, and that's his playstyle. That's really frustrating, but still, Crim's looking to rectify the mistake here. He's going a little bit aggressive. Spots a player jumping above the smoke there. Can't manage to get the shot in just yet, but Wenson coming in to back him up.
It's going to be just a perfect position for Venton as well. That's the right bait and switch. Crims is able to pull him back in. Pot flash says out. And this pushes G2 back. They can't afford to commit to this B-bomb side. A man down already, and thankfully, they left Shocks in a position where they couldn't really push into the A positions or out through middle and catch them off from connector and pincer them entirely, but they certainly have no map control right now on this G2 side.
Well, they have got a couple of smokes and flashbangs. These guys have got very good B executions, but they normally run on the Molotovs to make it happen here. They're going to be held out of the sight for now.
And 4 players right now from Fnatic on the B side of the map.
Okay, well, that helps, though.
Certainly does. That's actually quite crucial because that's defense as well. That's the swing position. So that's one prong of the approach. The retake down. Smiths with a better kill on Venton body onto Crims. I was about to say, even if they execute, they're still going to have to make contact because of the positioning of Fnatic. And it doesn't matter if they make contact or not. They pull the round entirely back.
Well, it's flushing out in a surely impossible situation. 4-on-1. 2 players are low. It's going to be Body and Smiths. It looks like Flusher just setting himself up for some exit kills here. Just wants to take as many as he can down. Damage to the economy of the terrorists. Surely can't get any more than that out of this. With G2 being so low as well, you'd assume it's going to stick together. One player in the form of Scream is defending the bomb. We have seen some horror show ninja diffuses in 2016.
Yeah.
So
Kirby, snacks.
Oh no. Okay. I was going to say, we had a window there. But they're going to make sure it doesn't happen. They know where he is now. And Scream takes him down. There it is, finally. In the second half, it was 4-1, oh, 4-0, sorry, but G2 do find their first round. And it's actually broken the economy of Fnatic as well, so this is very beneficial for G2.
It's a far more significant round than the single round they picked up in the second half of Inferno, because, like you said, the economy comes into it, they can start to build a bit of a buffer.
There's been so many close one-on-one clutch situations that Fnatic have been winning, but you don't keep players alive. As soon as you lose that first round, it does break you, and you can see Smith's reading that very well. He's got the Mac 10, he's the reconnaissance player, can just go into positions by himself, hunt for the stacks, and even if he gives that weapon away, it's not a massive deal against the armor players of G2. Round number 21, it looks like an A-sided attack coming in from the French side. We'll just be holding up for now. Don't have to rush into this, see if they can just get some intel. And Smiths, he'll be the player by A main. Shoxy has got position towards middle. He's by himself there, that's surprising.
Smiths and Body together are going to try and set up this formulated approach with Molotovs thrown out toward the fence and quad, and pop flashes jumped in, as well as the smoke on highway toward the back of the site. It's a good pick from Scream, though. They let him go to work. They know the situation against pistols, but again, it's Dennis. USP, he manages to pick up one, and this time it's against an armored opponent. So it's a bit costly in the fact that they're knocking guns down from G2.
Well then, 3 players remain for Fnatic, and they actually will get mowed down here by Shox. He's running towards the connect. He gets all 3 as well. So now G2 in touching distance now of taking the second map. 13-8, the money's still not fantastic for Fnatic. Definitely won't have an AWP. It's going to be 4 rifles, and there's going to be a Famas joining them as well. So in terms of utility, you have no incendiaries. That means the very fast attack from G2 becomes a real possibility here. Without that incendiary to hold them off, fast mid boost, very difficult to hold off. It looks like G2 could possibly go for that as well. Scream would be the one to boost them, but once again a default play. And the CTs will be sending 3 players towards middle for now. 1 player towards events, and he'll be backing up Crims, who is going a little bit aggressive towards Beast already. You can see him just trying to work his way around the smoke. This is such a key round. If Fnatic were to drop this one, it's pretty much map over, but let's see who makes the first kill here. No one really wanted to give in just yet.
This is actually a good position for Flusha. It doesn't have to go for the counter boost. He can be pushed up, and Venting can watch above him from the vents. So it takes some of the risk out of it, but Flusha gets caught in the open. Nothing Venting can do about that, because Scream, just over top of the canopy alone, is able to hit the headshot. It is the man advantage now for G2, and a step closer to 14 rounds. That's where they ended, remember, on Inferno in a heartbreaking fashion. Scream checking all angles, just being able to spot up Venton late as he faces, though, and makes contact, can't find the kill. Has to consider the possibilities of a reface from Z Connector on that, though. His team, enough information, enough messing around. It's in toward the A site with the man advantage on entry. They managed to add to that by taking down Dennis. Venton and JW, though, good rotations, but RPK's got a shot of his own. Bomb's not planted, though, and JW's actually made it deep inside of the site. That's behind the red crate. This 2v2 actually starts to favor Fnatic. Great pick from Scream in that sense, because now he can be able to re-grab the bomb. Doesn't need to face that, but puts a shot out anyway to get the information. He's going to commit to this plant. Shox can't afford to re-peek. He's going to have to play this behind Forklift with 6 HP, and Scream's going to face. This is dangerous,
wow,
but it is Scream.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was dangerous. Had he been going down there, Shox had 8 HP towards that Forklift area, but it's a really big round there from Scream. He gets that really nice shot, so everything's up towards middle. And JW did everything he could towards that A side. He's been playing very well indeed. He's coming on 20 kills.
And speaking of JW, just to mention, he's just called the tactical timeout right now for Fnatic.
Just to give you a polar opposite there, Flusha, who had almost 40 kills on the first map, he's currently on 6 for 18, so
probably still top fragging in the series.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine so. But this is tactical time. You're absolutely right. This is getting to the crescendo of the second map here. G2 have a dominating lead in terms of the scoreline and the economy as well. It's 14-8, and Fnatic don't really have much grounds to buy here. They've got about $2,500 average. That would be maybe a couple of Famases, some pistols, and maybe a shotgun here and there. But that's how G2 will be getting to 15-8, and it's going to be the force buy, of course, from Fnatic. It's going to be a Scout, CZs, Desert Eagles, but never rule Fnatic out of these rounds. We know how deadly they can be, regardless of the situation. So they decided to give the force buy. They are back into it. And surely G2 are reading this. They will just have the very default play here, hugely passive and holding back almost in T-spawn at this stage. You see what they're up against. It's going to be 5 AKs. No AWPs or MAC-10s this time.
Straight away, what can they change on this Fnatic side? G2 gonna get aggressive, more aggressive than normal, in fact, against these pistols and get up mid. Good shot from Crims, though. That'll punish them. Missed thrown on the Molotov, and interestingly, they didn't elect to grab that gun, so you might have thought Scream might have gun juggled that back out in middle and put it in a place where it's not re-grabbable.
Well,
But that's totally able to be picked up right now by someone like Flushout or Crims, who are both rotating that direction.
4 players now towards the checkers area as well. RPK backing them up with the utility. I said they had B8 executes in their back pocket. There it is. Shox finds the first frag. Dennis gets flushed out, and now 4 and 4, but a massive advantage, obviously, for G2. They can just hold up here and wait for the reactions coming from the CTs. RPK just holding the flanks. Surely a kill going in his favor. There it is. Takes off the head of JW. And once again, can just hold things up. Find a kill, hold. They don't need to do anything at this stage. And you can see CTs running into their crosshairs.
Crims, you could say running into their crosses as they place them upon them. You know, a morbid manner, Henry.
Yeah, that is a little bit more morbid.
Flush it, 1 versus 4, CZ75,
He's
not
got this.
likely.
He's got it.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Come
You're
on.
all about it. Bomb already planted, Henry. I'm not believing.
I'm believing right now.
He's got an AK.
This is it.
It's not it.
I know, but sometimes you got to have a bit of faith.
Why not?
But
Throw all your nades.
It's going to be G2 here, getting map points. We probably will be going to a third, considering this was a forced buy from the CTs. There it is.
You have to admire Flusha. Fully blinded up, shooting probably a mile wide, but shooting anyway.
How crazy is it that really G2 should be winning this 2-0, considering you win a 13-2 on Inferno to kick things off. They should be taking this. Like, Cash has been very one-sided.
I mean, Yanko did touch on it in a pretty strong way. The fact that they had a good start on this instantly brought them back in, because if this was a back and forth affair, if Fnatic had got the lead, I dare say it would have been 2-0 for Fnatic, simply because they would have never have gotten over that tilt factor.
Yeah.
But as soon as they came out swinging on this, everything was forgotten from Inferno. So I really do think if this goes to Train, they could still win this series. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, you're right. It is an odd proposition, but it's still totally doable, and it's getting it that much closer with Smiths and Scream.
I did say if it got to Train, this is going to be G2 taking it. And it hasn't worked out the way we kind of expected it to. But still, it's going to be, this map is over. It's going to be Dennis and JW remaining. And we were talking over the frags there. It just is going to be the dying sectors of the second map here. Not really much to report, I'm afraid, as Dennis and JW will be up against it as they are in the retake now. JW Molotovs himself out of the vents, but let's see what he can do as Dennis makes his way towards upper.
Flash, another Molotov, excuse me, in toward the back of the site. Clear the boxes. Have to go for this, remember. One kid on JW. Speaking of, he's found Scream. Now, Mini Pit's still occupied. RPK can control his peak from this position. Even more crucially, behind the flames of the Molotov, he won't be spotted up. His head's just showing, but they don't see it. And RPK's got the shot. Shox to do it in G2. Convincing this time. 16-8 will level the series.
Yeah, very impressive. They seem to have amazing CT size today and having great fundamentals, and just had to grind it out. We did see Dennis bring Fnatic back to life with that ace in the pistol. Amazing round for him, but it wasn't quite enough this time to get Fnatic back into the series. But there we go. We go back towards Train, and that's where things get super interesting.
Absolutely, and it is a map that G2 were impressive on the group stages. We'll find out if they can do the same when we come back for map 3.
Very aggressive, not what you're normally used to seeing from him as well. He's normally more of a passive AWPer, but let's see what Fnatic can do here. Like Yanko and Moses said, they are the more experienced team and do perform in these high-pressure situations famously. We go into the first round here. We'll have a look at the buys here. Fnatic, 4 sets of armor and 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs here. And looks like G2 will once again go for the 4 sets of armor and Scream on the utility. He's got the smoke and defuse kit.
Smoke out. back of Green Train. That's going to mean RPK can be a little bit more passive. Not have to worry about hell. He wanted the vision there anyway. Scream's got to give it a little bit more attention by shuffling over. But it is Crims and Venton working with Dennis, who's going to get toward hell to time this correctly. And RPK is going to have a tough task here with 3 players facing. Finds the first, though, easily. Timing slightly off. They're not there to reface immediately, but Wenton does get the shot when he does arrive. Smiths is going to try and follow up in the same footsteps. Shox has one as well, rotating over from Z, but Bomb's going to get in a position where they can go for this fast play. Flusha needs to stop Smiths, though. That's the hard part, because Crims can't be safe to put this down until they win that duel, and Smiths actually does pick it up. Thankfully, the distraction alone is enough time to place it.
Here we go then, 3-on-2 is going to be Smiths to find his second, and there it is, he gets the third as well. G2 will be picking up the pistol here. It's Fnatic with quite a simple approach, one smoke towards the Ivy area, and forcing their way out towards main. They do get the plant down, but Smiths on the flank takes them down. It was RPK that opened things up as well. Very crisp shot. They did get isolated by the terrorists, but here it is. G2, we said once they get that good start, they really can get rolling, and we'll see how this snowballs for them as we go into round number 2. Presumably, though, Fnatic will be buying up in the third, so this will be catered to some PT50s and trying to get the bomb down once again, and maybe focusing towards the inside area. We can almost be guaranteed a plant if you get past the lower ramp.
And it's 3 straight maps as well. Keep in mind that G2 has started out on this CT side. So once again, we could see another, based on the trends of the games that we've seen, another half that has a pretty lopsided scoreline just on how this has all been going down.
So we've got one smoke for the terrorists, that's on Wenton. So you presumably think smoke down towards the lower ramp, wait for a little bit for the initial nades to come from the CTs, then you force your way into the side. Like I said, just trying to get the bomb down here to have a really, really nice bite going into the third. But it's going to be Body listening out, seeing if he can get anything from this, but the terrorist not necessarily coming in yet. Scream has pushed into main entrance. He is famed for doing that quite a lot, and he actually has got some decent control here as well. Falls back, gets a ton of info. Smoke still in the hands of Wenton, as I said. It will be going down towards the lower ramp, surely. He's actually towards upper, so maybe he could be having a different approach this time. Oh no, making his way back. I think they've realized.
Well, either way, Scream at the bottom of this ladder is going to be in a good position with this MP9. No flashes. There is one smoke for Venton. Scream can try and pop up and go for this flank. JW's aware of it, though, so he's actually even trying to one-up him potentially, because if he climbs this ladder, JW's going to be waiting. Meanwhile, in the side, Body finds one kill straight away. JW hasn't realized it. Scream's gone by. So even if they were able to confront Smith successfully, Scream's going to be in a prime position, and there it is. Takes down Dennis. It's down to the 2 remaining players on upper. Good reaction, Scream. 3 kills for him. Money, money, baby, on that SMG.
Absolutely, and the money denied for Fnatic as well. But as predicted, they did go towards that inside side. Smoke goes in, but Body, with the advantageous position, just sprays him down and sets it up for Smiths as well to get a lot of kills and all the money as well. And you can see now the GC don't want to go into this round with the SMGs. They want to upgrade. Famus's M4s and Smiths on the AWP as well. They know they're up against a very strong buy of Fnatic as well, so don't want to give them any opportunities to get into this one, regardless of how much money it could potentially save them. Here we go then. Smiths on the backtracks looking for this first pick. Fnatic getting control of the upper halls here. They have got smokes to execute, a couple of them. Flusha and Venton just looking to see if there is any CT aggression towards this part of the map. Not going to be just yet. That smoke locks them out for now. And you see Crims making his way towards the end of Ivy. So he'll be looking to distract, maybe flank as his teammates make their way towards the inside side. And here comes the first pick potentially as Venton does go hunting.
Body's inside with Shox, trying to keep these angles close, considering Body is still on that MP9. Fnatic, very, very evenly spread. 58 seconds. Still with 1 smoke on Venton, 3 flashes to work with. Need to try and find an opening pick, and Venton's going to lead the charge. Gets up close to the corner at upper right now and a chance to walk in, but Shox down below. Even if he can find the angle on the Body, well, that's gone already.
Yep.
Shox will be there in a decent position to trade it, and Body could easily distract for Shox long enough to make that happen.
Well, there are going to be 5 players on this side of the map now for Fnatic. Slowly edging their way. There's going to be Flush there trying to open things up. Smoke towards upper ramp as well. He has made his first move, pushing through it, but his Body with the MP9 open things up. Crims takes him down, but that's Shek Socks up as well. So he's going to find 2 frags here with the Famus. Bomb not to be planted, and Flusha has found his way in the back.
He's got that situation, though, where his teammate's not in position, JW, so he goes down. There's no refrag. Bomb still grabbable for JW right now. Flash through. He just misses it, though, because of that, and it's going to be a push through. Time gone as well. Good shot from RPK.
Locking it down. Very impressive start there from G2 as the MP9 from Body found the first kill, and that's so ideal for them as well. As you can see, Shock's just hiding behind that spool. He just needs the aggro taken away from him just a split second, and he can make some magical things happen. He finds a double kill with the Famous. Smith's coming in. He's already been bought enough time at that stage of the round, and it's no bomb planet for Fnatic as well, so a full eco coming in. Just some PT50s and one Deagle on Flusher, so that successful CT campaign once again coming true for G2 as we go into round number 4. Sure as we guaranteed the 4-0 here.
Should be a pretty straightforward round, as you say. Guaranteed isn't necessarily a word I'm friendly with, considering some of the rounds we've seen, but
true.
To be fair, the anti-ecos in this series have been pretty straightforward in most cases. I think there's been one for Fnatic picked up, and that was in the last map.
They get very close, but it's always dealt with some sort of godlike play from either team, but it's going to be Scream finding the first couple of kills here. One's going to be dropped as well. Flusher does find one with the Desert Eagle. He finds Scream, and now it's going to be up to him once more. Does get 2 kills, but that's all he gets. No bomb planted once again. G2 do take a little bit of damage to their economy, but still, that's starting to swell. You can see RPK at 7k, same story for Scream as well. As they do rebuy into the round. 4 rifles still, and just 1 AWP on Smiths. Not going to be going for that double orb setup just yet, but G2 on a team that really can rely on that too much. Shocks can orb if required, but he's so strong in the rifles. You just want to keep him on that for as long as possible until it's required.
So JW fast and quick toward the A main connector. It's an AK, not an op. Doesn't have the chance to go for a fast peek toward Hitch, but he does have at least the control of the position, so he can try and get some information to his teammates through the smoke, though, and tries to go up the ladder. Scream nearly catches him.
Yep.
Thankfully, he does not, though, but the execution on the B site shut down. Body playing the offsite once more. We've talked about this, how he's so good on B sites in so many maps. He does it on Dust 2 as well, and this time it's 3 quick kills to hold it down. It's all left to JW. 56 HP, bomb dropped in the site, not much chance to really make anything of this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been so impressive in his ankle positions, just able to find always 1 or 2 kills. This time he gets 3, and he's staying alive as well. Bomb down on the site. JW surely can't do anything with this. At this stage, he just wants to try and damage the money further. The CTs, they are aware of his position as well as he fires some shots towards that upper ramp area. And now, trying to work out if he's going to be flanked as well. Just going to be trying to find anything out of this, but at this stage, he has no idea if CTs are waiting for him above the Podog area. 40 seconds remain, and at this point, he's just hoping the CTs get impatient and they maybe gift him a kill. That's all he can really hope for here. Well, you should be facing momentarily. Obviously doesn't want to die after the timer, so sees if he can find anything here. Does get given some opportunities, but not going to land a shot just yet. It's going to be RPK to finish things off. There it is, 5-0 now. G2 on the CT side looking very strong indeed. Maximum loss bonus, of course, for Fnatic.
And just to mention, you were talking about not wanting to die after the timer. Getting 0 on income, it would have left him with $250. Now it's a full loss round bonus, so he had to die. There's no question about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
His saving is not even really the best option in that situation.
Well, let's see what happens for Fnatic here. Going to round number 6, there are AKs available. Look at the utility, it's just nothing. A couple of smokes which they've expended already, and they're going to be held off by the incendiary at the start of the round, so this is a difficult one for them. Ooh. Smith finds a first kill as Dennis running out by himself, and they've got a great opportunity here as RPK chimes in as well.
2-man position, I was going to say exactly that. 2-man position on the inside of the site, though, meant RPK had to find those kills. And that is a slaughter, an absolute stomp. Fnatic don't get anywhere near planting the bomb, so they're only going to be basically sitting on the $3,400 there. You can see it. Nobody able to really get much out, but RPK had to win those shots because if 2 players play towards the connector like that, it gives up all of quad. And if RPK goes down, they can quickly wrap around to the back side of the bomb for a default. So that was a very well-held position from RPK in that sense.
This is what's so great about our G2 on this map. They've got Body inside who's solid. He's always finding 1 or 2 frags. And on the other side, they've got RPK. He's more than happy to lock down Ivy by himself. He seems to be another player that can be reliant on for those exchanges and actually staying alive as well. So that's so strong. I mean, Smiths can have a little bit more freedom, decide where he wants to go at the start of each round, not put any pressure to be backing these guys up. And we go to round number 7 here. We do have a partial buy here from Fnatic. Like we said, the maximum loss bonus coming in. So upgraded pistols, some body armor, a couple of flashbangs here, but this is looking very convincing for a 7-0 in favor of G2.
Crossover from Smiths, Crims not in vision, thankfully, due to that smoke at Hitch, but as Scream retransfers over, he'll find him, does get dinked up, but still manages to get the kill. RPK nearly takes him down as well, though, trying to turn back with reactions, but 4 to 5 stay alive again for G2. They're going to go to 7-0. This is looking like Inferno all over again because the money is similar as well, and that all 5 players are at 5 digits at this point in time. Absolutely.
Well, still, we saw similar scenes on Inferno, and it's still very early stages here. 8 rounds to be played still, so Fnatic definitely not out of it yet. They come in for the first time with the AWP. It's going to be JW, of course. And it looked like more of a set piece here. Crim's coming in for the initial smoke over the top. JW trying to find the first frag here, but he's going to be flashed out. Incendiary to hold them at bay as well. But the smokes have been deployed, so have to do something with this. Can't allow these smokes to be wasted.
Flusher's going to try and peek inside of this. Jumps across, baits the shot. No one there, though. Again, RPK plays it alone, so he's over toward the train, but this is the problem. He gets caught out. Now they've given up quad. This is a great round for Fnatic because they've got Flush out toward, has to win the duel against Smith, does. And Venton already on the train. Shocks with a good pick in return. And a better one still, they find a way back into this G2. They drop the bomb pant. Flusher manages one more kill to follow it up, but bomb drop.
Surely, there it is. Now 1 versus 1, but the shot from Body rotates him inside.
Rather than sit and accept that and go more turtle mode, I guess you could say, toward the site, they actually bring Shocks back through. And this catches them off again, but inside the smoke, he can't find JW. It's 10 HP. Over to the pistol, burst Glock at that. And he's able to win out the duel. So they try it twice, and I can kind of understand the approach of doing so and trying to catch them off by doing it a second time, but it catches them dearly. And now this is Fnatic surely with a round, but RPK, as always, stays alive and stays efficient. Thankfully, Venton wins it.
That is going to be it now, but the idea behind that from Shocks, as soon as Scream drops, it's a similar situation to what we saw on Cash. As soon as you lose a player, he needs to be getting in and rectifying that situation. He pushes through, and it could have been very well a kill for him, actually. There's that burst fire Glock there. Finally pays off for someone. JW gets a kill on him in the round. Does work in Fnatic's favor.
Play off for Dupree.
True.
Never forget Dupree.
Mirage. But yes. First round for Fnatic comes in. They manage to keep 3 players alive as well. Body just going to be in those upper platforms towards inside. And GT, like you said, they're trying to change things up a little bit there. They're maybe anticipating another set piece for Fnatic. Wanted to get in there and shut them down as they're maybe doing their smokes, but it's Screen that drops first. And finally a round on the board for Fnatic. But that is the lost bonus reset now. Needs to be very careful as they go into the second. The money's so strong for G2 here. Body, who saved the weapon, he's got 13k, so definitely can distribute as well, Foul. I think he'll be dropping the AWP. And it's the double orb setup now. So we said this was a possibility, only when required, but this is a real nice time to do it. It's kind of, instead of that aggressive playstyle, they can go to more of the turrets now. Send maybe one player towards the upper platform, aggressive, and go for that initial pick. Shocks loves to go towards the lower ramp as well.
Dead on, because Shocks is already doing so with that spawn. He's going to just sit at the bottom of the ramp and hold the angle. It's Body that's going to flush them out, try and get the information. A little bit of an overcommitment, though, and Wenton. Great shot, great crosshair placement, able to catch him with a tap. Now Shocks knows they're coming. Good flash off as well. He has to get away from it.
The idea behind that was Body to take away a lot of the aggro and find one kill. Even if he does a little bit of damage, he had to stay alive. That's the problem. Now they've given the kill away to Fnatic. They don't really need to do anything at this stage. They can just hold up and see what the CT reaction is. This is it. Scream's rotated towards inside. Smiths has been dropped on the outer bomb side, though, so this is a real problem for G2. Luckily, those Shocks with the shot towards Wenton brings him into a more possible situation, but still just RPK outside, but of course he gets the kill.
Gets hit up, though. Flusha able to take him down with the AK. It still gives the advantage to Fnatic. They're gonna get the bomb down on top of this as well. Smoke just shielding off Shox' position by enough. They've also spotted him in turn, but couldn't land the shot. It was JW with the AWP, so thankfully it didn't land, or this would have been a 3-1 situation with just Scream to clutch it out. Kits on both. Flash out, caught by that. Gonna get taken down as well. Shox as it blinds him up entirely. Good flash in there to return Scream, but he's looked away, and flushes come in from a main late. So 2 rounds in a row for Fnatic on 2 rounds where G2 tries something very different. The push toward A main and then the double op setup. And it's almost a case and you have to wonder if it's not broken, don't fix it. Because this is a situation now where we know Fnatic, you give them a chance, they'll claw back into halves and into games. We saw it on Inferno. Money's already starting to get low for G2.
Yeah, this round will break them, but you're absolutely right. It's G2 trying to force the situations here, trying to be the ones that are taking the offense towards the terrorists here, and they've been dropping those initial frags. That's what got Fnatic back into this game. It's 8-2 now. Still a lot of work to do here, but this is going to be that double orb setup once again. Smith's just rattling off shots towards main entrance. Doesn't land anything just yet. And it's definitely a default stance here from Fnatic. Not giving anything away, seeing if that push will come in once more. RPK left alone towards Ivy. Shox will be backing up towards inside. Of course, Body, we said he's so strong, but inside help is always welcome.
And this is actually, for the first time all game, pressure on G2 in that sense.
Well, in terms of the financial game right now, this is a big round for both teams. If Fnatic can take this, potentially could mean 2, and get them right back into this.
Venton already up at the hallway again. He's won the duel against Body here last round, but this time Body's not facing it. He's going to be a lot more passive. Shox waiting to hold the angle as well. RPK as always, but Scream's got a little bit more aggressive in toward the quad position this time, because if they can hold this off, it can let RPK focus on Ivy, and with the smoke out on it right now, he's got no information if there's anyone out there. There's not, but it's going to keep him so far passive that Scream has to be in a prime position here. He has to be able to get information and make contact on entry. Not only that, if smokes came in, he's forward of them. Good shot from Crims. Equal shot from Smith, but better shot from Venton.
Yeah, lovely stuff so far for Fnatic. To be JW coming in, he gets skill on towards RPK. That should be the round over at this point. You can see there are decent smokes down, but Shox does find a kill. But that's surely all he's going to find here. He's going to be in a 3 versus 1 situation. Has got a kit upgrade to the M4A4 and actually takes down Crims here. So an opportunity for him to step up, but still, this is one of the hardest maps to actually retake and clutch on. Let's see what he can do.
Again, economic situation. JW wins it. Fnatic are in with a shout on a half that's been very successful all weekend for G2. And this could shape the entire course of the game right now. Yeah. Early on, it seems, but it is definitely something we have to keep on our minds.
It's interesting.
Pistols.
It was actually G2 against Luminosity that went down 8-0 themselves. And it's kind of a similar storyline here. They're actually getting a taste of their own medicine after having this massive lead, now starting to slip away from them. It's 3 in a row for Fnatic. And now they know it's a full eco. JW faces out towards main. He gets a shot towards Scream. Well, they have established as an eco as well. They can just slow things down, but it's Flusher. That's a really weird decision from him. Considering they get that first pick, they know they're up against the pistols. No reason for him to drop there, and it gives the CT something to work with here. JW's looking a little bit aggressive. I'm not sure why, but still they recover. But this is getting very expensive now for the terrorists. 2 versus 1. Shox is low HP, so they are going to win the round ultimately. But still, unnecessary frags being dropped there, I have to say. But they get the round, and that's the main thing, Matt. So let's not get too excited.
I'm hearing Virtus Pro chants, Henry.
Of course.
That's you know what? They do need you to cheer for them so that they don't get relegated. You're right.
Oh, the crowd don't like that.
It's all right. Taz won't like it either, but I'll talk to him later. Ops out on either side again. So they do get a buy back up for G2, 8-4 now. It's getting a lot closer. JW's holding that angle, knows that RPK likes to peek late and try and find the opening exchange. It's down to just the rifles, because with Smith's getting taken out of this situation, Shox is going to come back over and try and play more aggressively. Crims wins the duel. It's the first time they put double pressure. This is things changing. Fnatic is figuring out G2 as this game goes along, and it's all the duels required to take the A site 1.
Absolutely. It's a very simple procedure now for Fnatic, getting into the swing of things on train, and we're going to see how they approach this situation as we go into round number 13. It is going to be Fnatic. 5 players alive, looking much stronger now. It's actually 5 in a row. And now it's just Body in towards that CT spawn area.
Yeah, he's going to be found. He may get away with this one against Crit. Nearly overlooked it. but that's going to give away information, and they're all going to go hunting. Fnatic senses blood. They'll swim after it, and they know the situation as well as that, all right, we finally got momentum, we finally have economy, let's not give them a chance, let's not give them an inch. Good shot from Body to at least find one, but that's all he's going to do in that situation.
Well then, 8-0 up, and G2 now feeling the burn. They're actually up against another eco here. Money. Oh, okay, they're forcing into it, as Arca says. Well, that's a maximum loss bonus for them now. So only getting $3,400, but they're getting over 3-4 Famases and 1 max 7 for Scream. Head armor not such a huge issue against AKs, obviously. That's just one shot regardless. So they are going all in on this one, trying to answer back here. After the fast play from Fnatic really has locked them down, especially towards that outside site. Once again, the first frag coming in favor of Flusher. Takes down Scream. He was the player with the max 7. Now Smith's trying to get something back here. Does get the kill towards Scream though, so something to work with here. But still heavily favors the terrorists.
Ooh. It's always an awkward looking movement mechanic when you see him spring out like that, but it is going to be a refrag from Shocks to take down Dennis, and this starts to look slightly better for G2. Finally to slow things down, but it's still so early in the round. Body's got good timing though, perfect timing in fact, as he gets Fenton, but what a shot and what a response from JW. It's down to the one-on-one, oh, look at the pre-aim. Thankfully, he looks away on RPK's behalf just before, but they know where he plays, they know what he likes to do in these situations, and it's just so easy to predict at this point in time. And JW is just going to hold it and watch for the angle. Quick pre-fire towards Hell, overcommits to the peak, nearly hits the flick regardless, but RPK still on 100, has JW down to 24, which seems significant, but against an AWP, you still can't commit to these peaks. And the bomb down at E-Box, JW's going to follow it. Oh!
That was it, that was the chance.
That was close.
Still been given so many opportunities to find this shot. Plenty of time to work with as well at the 30-second mark. Hasn't got the bomb just yet, but still has got the drop on RPK in terms of positional control. Edging his way in now, gets on top of the green train, and this is it. Spots him, but RPK gets it. 9-5 after 5 in a row. G2 finally answer back. It's the Famas and max 7 buy that gets them in to round number 15. Such a strong start for them, but still, this is a great half for G2 considering.
Yeah, 9-5 still definitely something to work with. We just know the issues that's persisted in this series about T-sided rounds, excuse me.
Good shot from RPK to finish things off. And we go into round number 15, of course. Smith's back on the AWP, but the money's still limited for the CTs.
It's going to be an A-hit execution. 2 toward ladder. And 1, okay, so this actually could be Ivy. It looked like they would go for the fast set through A main. They're actually going to push the late Ivy play. And RPK's got a good counter smoke out on this.
This could be the backtracks execute. So they've got 2 players waiting towards the inside bomb site. Go towards Ivy, try and go towards CT spawn. That'd be interesting if they can pull that off. RPK now going to get burnt alive, but it manages to stay just about on 36 HP. We'll be going towards outside by the looks of things now. Dennis and Wenton coming from Pop Dog. This really is getting exciting now. The CT's really up against the ropes. Not much utility to work with, a couple of HE grenades. It's going to come down to Smiths. Can he find some AWP shots here?
RPK so low. 36, it's doable, but in this situation where he's going to have to face against Crims. It's the first time all game we've seen them double up in that defensive support toward Ivy. Shocks and now Smiths are both close proximity. So they gave up on that initial execution. They have 1 smoke left as a result of this Fnatic, and they have to find a way to make it viable, but it's Fenton and Dennis that win the duels. It's straight up exchange on entry, and now RPK's is sitting duck to his right. Crims has arrived. He's got no idea, and it's just Smiths and Body left against 5 players. Good shot from Smiths up close. Bomb's not denied, though. It goes down. They still have to pull this back. They've got limited amount of time to do so, and limited amount of men to do it with. JW closing 2 final frags. 9-6 at half.
After an 8-0 deficit as well, that's actually a very impressive comeback from Fnatic there. Just changing up the pace a little bit, once they got the set pieces in their back pocket and started being a little bit more aggressive outside. You can see the frags working in their favor. So this definitely has made things very interesting indeed. Once again, it comes down to the pistol. If G2 can find this and actually find some momentum finally on the T side, could be finding themselves in the grand final. But like you said, this series has proven to be an uphill struggle for both terrorist side.
Yeah, it's been an absolute struggle, and it's still very tense. You can see it on G2. They know the situation. They know that these leads have slipped away at times, and none more noticeable than Inferno, so they've still got a lot of pressure on. And the second half pistols, Dennis on a USB, has been a huge issue.
Yep, I would agree.
Well, we'll see what they can find out. It is the last half of the last game, and the finals await. Luminosity awaits. We'll find out who plays them soon. The last half, as we said, and we will find out who plays against Luminosity. There's a lot on the line in G2. As Alex said on the desk as well, it would be the first time in over a year they would reach a final. That's a huge statistic when you consider guys like Shocks,
Yeah, it's been
Scream, Smiths.
It's been a while since they've made a victory at a tournament, let alone a grand final. So let's see what they can do here as we go into the second half. G2 on the T side here, we have said it's been a massive struggle for both teams. Very CT-sided affair, but...
And obviously within the last year, the way we phrased that, there has been roster shuffles, so a couple of those players have been in there, but the core of this and sort of the Titan existence, it's been that long. I mean, even like way back to the Fairy games, you think about this, it was Envious that took all the fame.
Okay, then.
Watch out for Dennis, that's all I can say.
Yes, surely not again, but it's Winston opening things up. He takes down Shocks here. That's towards Ivy. Gets the first kill very cleanly as well. Doesn't take any damage for his trouble. And now let's see, as he gets challenged once again, will he be able to do more with this?
Flusha and Venton together with Dennis and JW paired as well, so it's a set of duos. They're going to bait off of each other inside of this A site, and they're going to attack. In fact, JW, wow. Look at his positioning. Dennis again finds a shot, but it's all Venton. And he goes down, JW. He took the initiative. All right, you guys are all distracting. I'm going to swing in behind them. I'm going to rotate around, but it didn't work out. Regardless, it is Scream 1 versus 4. Bomb down inside of the site.
Yeah, that's round over, I'm afraid. It's just a clean sweep from Fnatic here. Just got to be Scream remaining. He's only got armor in the USP. Looking to try and make something happen. At this point, he's just looking for the extra $300 per kill. Can't really see a world where he's winning this one. So he has got 44 HP. And Bomb is down on the site.
Well, he'll do what he can with this. There's no reason not to try. He does have armor still to work with on that 44 HP. But really no one even hardly scratched. Merely a flesh wound onto Flusha and Venton. And they've already spotted him again toward this A main position. He's going to wait for Crims to face, tries to go for a couple quick shots. But as you say, there's not much he could have done in this. The round over. It's 14 seconds. That makes it even less likely. Is it almost worth it at this point to just save the armor?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, the thing is he obviously needs to work out whether he wants the money or the armor. I'd say the money's going to be more valuable for him going forward. But there it is then. G2 will be on the force by this round. It's going to be Scream with the Desert Eagle and head armor, of course. And that's Fnatic starting their CT side very successfully as well. Just a real crisp affair with the USPs. Just finding all the headshots. It was went in to open things up towards Ivy. Just completely railed Shocks. We go into number 17 here. Smiths is on a more limited buy here. Obviously, he's going to be the AWP going into that first gun round. Just the PT-50 and nothing else for him. And well, not only one rifle for Fnatic here. It's kind of interesting on train. A very long-range map, but they've gone for UMPs, MP9s, and just Dennis with the M4. Shouldn't be a problem, though. We'll see what they can bring to the table here. Time ticking away for the terrorists. Haven't got any utility, so just trying to work a pick with these Desert Eagles to see if there's anything available. Anything at all will do.
3 down Ivy. Scream. That's going to make the Ivy approach much easier because the crossfire potential no longer exists. Venton plays it solo. He does have the UMP to try and hold this. He's spotted already. Body shoulder peeking him. And a dance that he wins because that, aim duel with the Deagle, it's going to be followed up. Shocks finds Dennis. All right, you may not get a second half pistol this entire series, but an eco will certainly do for G2. That'll be momentum that they can take moving forward. And Shocks holds them off long enough on the back CT stairs to allow that bomb to go down.
Absolutely. And now this is almost an impossible situation for the CTs. They will be saving their MP9s and not a single kill found for Fnatic there. That's kind of nuts. And like I said, I'm surprised with the buy they went with then, considering they know it's almost certainly going to be a force buy from GT there. On a map like Training, you want to be making sure you have the Famis's available, you maybe have 1 or 2 SMGs. I wouldn't say across the board. It can be very problematic. The Desert Eagle coming out on very strong force for G2 here, only dropping 1 kill. That's going to be Shocks, but
that's huge.
Successful round for sure for G2 there, bouncing back efficiently. And now it's Fnatic potentially on a double eco here, and they will be forcing straight back into it. CZ's 1 scout for Flusha. But still, you can't ever discount these guys out of these rounds as well. This isn't going to be...
Oh, that shot was so good.
Really dirty. Well then.
They know him for something, Henry.
Can't quite remember what it is, but...
Venton this time limited because obviously losing that, they go back to pistols. There is going to be a scout onto Flusha that's playing just behind him, but he's going to be out toward the Ivy position and getting a little bit forward, venting toward that quad position. Ivy's going to be a point of contention. There's no question about it with RPK body, and Smith's already poised and ready to push through. And Scream just waiting for that call as well at A main.
Well then, GT want to be very careful here. Looks like they will be smoking off to the right-hand side of Ivy. It takes Flush out of the equation, but is the smoke actually that effective? I think there might be a large gap there, but just waiting for the reaction, see if there's any nades coming from the CTC, if anyone's going to face. Now edging their way up slowly. Smoke comes to the left-hand side now. So that was to try and bait out some grenades when we make someone face. And you can see a player towards main. Shoxy waiting towards Pop Dog as well. So these guys want to try and gain some control and find the first frag and get enough attention so Shoxy can come out. But it's going to be Wenton opening things up with the CZ.
Yeah, and a bit of a miss shot from Body as his aim had to reset twice. Regardless, they do get the refrag. It's RPK to do so. There's an M4 that they need to recover in that position, though. Flusha thankfully flashed off, can't get a reshot toward, with that scout toward the players at hell. Bomb down, jump shot though for Flusha. Desperate to find Shocks and Scream inside of the site. Crims will manage one, but it is just down to Flusha. And he may just fade off of this. Good shot on his Shocks, but pushed in RPK will find him. Now do they get to that M4? They do, just barely. RPK grabs it.
Well then, Fnatic with no option here, but just take the full eco, and G2 getting in touching distance now, booking themselves in the grand final where they'll have Luminosity waiting for them. But let's see what Fnatic can do with this one. USPs, that's it. Not a single bit of equipment or weapons purchased here. Mac 10s and Tech 9s for G2. They know this round should be a very clean-cut affair. Making their way out, Smiths with the first bit of confrontation here, but Body finds the first frag. And there it is, clean sweep so far. Just gonna be Venton remaining, and he'll be dead now, of course, as round number 19 goes heavily in favor of G2. I think the money will be starting to stabilize. Yeah, it's not fantastic though. No orbs purchased, and JW won't have the best buy in terms of, oh, there you go, he gets a Famous, so just to boost the utility a little bit, but no kits whatsoever, so they can't really allow the bomb to go down here. There we go, round number 20, 12-7. Not for G2 either.
It's an impressive feat for G2, again, to be leading a series late, but now's the charge for Fnatic. Now's the chance for them to get their game back on. As Crims lobs a nade up toward the inner tunnels, no one crossing over, will not take any damage. RPK is going to look toward the bottom of the ladder right now at Pop Dog. There is a smoke out on it initially, but that'll soon fade and give Scream and RPK a chance. Should he commit to that downward position to try and walk in toward the A site. It's only 3 out there. Most people, teams we talk about, play 4 or perhaps sort of a 3-1-1 with someone swinging from the Z connector. It's a full commitment to B site right now. GW would be able to run back fast enough, but not before an execution could actually hit toward default.
G2 just slowing things right down right now. You can see it's a classic default. One player holding towards Ivy. That's Body. Just trying to steal some of the attention away from the other side of the map. Doesn't look like a set piece coming in, although they do have 2 smokes available. Terrorist just going to be relying on Scream to try and open things up here. They can be almost certain there won't be an AWP available for the CTs, considering how the economy game has been played out. Molotov's coming in. It's a flush anyone out that's close by. And here we go then. Scream, the point man, trying to open things up, but it's Shocks to do so first.
Smith is going to push in as well, but it's favorable now for G2 as they have the man advantage. Venton, though, good position. He's going to take down Body. Stays from hell on a repeat out. He's got Scream as well. That'll even it back up, though, because Smith did get one that we didn't see off camera. He's done the same again, and it's Venton caught out. Shocks had the information. They knew where he was. He couldn't get out of that position. And G2 now find themselves on 13. Decent money, in fact, great money. And not to be said the same of Fnatic right now.
Have we had a pause from Fnatic yet?
We have not. Ooh, no, we have not.
So, oh, that doesn't maybe not like taking one this round, but GT now 13-7. We go into round number 21. Just a partial buy here. They are going to be a 4-stage loss bonus. So, PD50, CZs, and Deagles. Bit of body armor and some bit of utility, I guess. But GT now don't want to give anything away in these situations. So, want to play it slow. His Scream opens it up. First kill comes in. He takes down Flusher, and Shocks is getting some confrontation there, but doesn't want to commit just yet. If he drops, it makes things problematic. Giving a rifle over to a player like Crims. Oh, it's going to be Smith drops first, but good refrag from Body there, so that's perfect. Now they don't need to force anything. They've got the man advantage. The CT's pushing towards inside. Shoxy, though, has got his back turned. Could be an interesting outcome as they are starting to come. They will be running this frag.
So good, this timing. Crims, double tap, easy shot. Dennis is going to get toward Hell, but has to hold this angle in such a tight position. CZ can't do it. Double peek, too easy for G2.
Well, last two players remain now, Crims and JW. And you say too easy, it's still a little bit uncomfortable. We can see bodies on 12 HP and RPKs with 54. JW makes his way towards Ivy here, picks up an AK-47 as well. So that does boost their chances slightly. Crims just towards Connector, could get the drop here. RPK needs to be careful, but he manages to land the kill. So that should be the round guaranteed at this stage, whichever JW can find anything out of this. There it is, RPK, 14-7. So close now for G2. We go into the next one. It's going to be a full buy for Fnatic finally. JW back on the AWP. He's a man that needs to step up here. Double AWP set up on the T side for G2 though.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's not something that we commonly see or talk about on this. Yeah, expect definitely is on this train side. Now the question is, how do they utilize it? Smiths, you'd expect it's going to go toward A main. The second one, Shox right now, is going to go toward Ivy. Just two reasonable positions. The other approach might have been to go up toward the inner halls and watch and hold toward the corner at B, but Smith's already Molotov'd off, isn't going to have much of an approach.
Well then, at this point, it's just trying to bleed the CTs out. They are going to be limited on their buy. You can see that's reflected now. One kit. There's a couple of incendios remaining and no smokes now. So just trying to force them to chuck everything they have just to hold off the terrorists for now, deny them the picks. But GT will have an opportunity now to gain some real estate on the map. Scream waiting to create some magic towards the main entrance. Same story for Shox towards Ivy, but just like Wenson will get the drop on him. There it is. Gets that first kill, and that's one of the AWPs gone for G2.
Keep in mind, something we have not touched on so far in this, as we sit at 2 rounds away for G2. Fnatic won both Season 1 and Season 2 of Pro League. They're a 2-time defending champion, and they've got to dig themselves back in just to make the finals of this 3rd season. As RPK with an excellent refrag on Deventon now is going to try and work down toward the Ivy. JW looking for the face, thinks better of it. That's going to allow RPK the advancement though, and Flush is not aware of that. He's able to walk in cleanly, and Flush is not expecting it at all. Is thankfully avenged by Dennis, because that could have been a hugely problematic situation for Fnatic as Crims takes down Body and the inner sight becomes the target and approach. It's very hard to deny a bomb plant here, so it will go down, but they're gonna have a great chance at this. Scream, good refrag. As Smith went down, he's got a face. He's gonna try and get aggressive and take the fight. Caught by JW.
Yep, Scream did fancy that one. Went for the face, but the AWP staring down at him, and Fnatic managed to salvage 2 of those as well. It was RPK left alone towards that Ivy area as well. He was the distraction, trying to open up the map. He did find 1 kill as well, and it just wasn't quite enough. He died. The reaction wasn't quite fast enough from G2 there. If they were ready to pounce as soon as he went down, that could have been a different story, but it was Grim's ready and waiting, found the first frag, allowed the rotation to come in as well, and Fnatic finished things off. But problem is now, that's the loss bonus eradicated from Fnatic. They have got that double AWP set up, but if they lose this round map, that's pretty much GG at this stage. They would have $1,400 and nothing to rebuy with, so they need, this is a must-win round for Fnatic.
G2. In a perfect position, like you say. It's 4 ops on the map. They're going to stick to this double op setup on this T side. Smiths and Shox. Venton firing in through the smoke. It's Flusha playing at Hell. He's not going to peek at this point in time and allow them to try and walk in, lure them into the front of the A site. Dennis will stay passive to allow it and then try and trap them in. As long as Venton doesn't lose Ivy and they give up that ground, it should be a pretty straightforward hold from Fnatic in that sense. But we haven't exactly seen the utilities come in. There's still 5 smokes that G2 could easily try and utilize when the time comes correct. It is still 1:09 to work with.
Yep, not giving anything away just yet. We're getting to the closing sectors of this round. It's going to hit the 1-minute mark. RPK and Shox edging their way towards Ivy here. It's going to come down to him. Shoxy with the AWP. Dennis waiting for him. AWP on all battle about to come in. Who gets going to get their first kill? It's going to be Dennis. 5 on 4 now. And make it 3 because Flusha kills RPK as well. That's both players from Ivy taken down. Smith's now trying to rectify this situation. Basically smoked out. This is looking very good for Fnatic.
And it is going to be a 2nd round, which means 1,900 onto a rough average. I guess the lowest point actually of 2. They will be able to buy still on G2 side. Good kill from Smiths. We'll have one more chance to try and get this on the map point before they have to save. Venton's going to take down Scream. It's all on to Body. 1 versus 4. And a great round from Venton that time around. Again, we mentioned Ivy was very important. He shuffled away from it, but they still managed to get the 2 kills, and he closes it. He sits top the leaderboard. So you talk about the absence of Olaf. Well, Venton's doing just fine. He sits 18-18 to lead the score. And 21 kills for Shocks on the other side leads all fraggers total right now.
This will be a set piece from G2 now. They haven't got the AWP. They've got 4 smokes. They're up against it. Not really finding the picks they want to against this double orb setup. They know there's 2 orbs here now, so this will be the perfect time to do an execution. Maybe towards the inside site, but just use the smokes as cover. But actually, maybe a faster tactic coming in. Not using the smokes at all. And this is crazy. But why would you know it's a double orb setup? You're just like lambs to the slaughter at this stage.
That's triple from Dennis as well. Who's just feeding him? RPK does what he can, but there's nothing to be done. It's now 14-10, and we said it was 1 more round until they're forced to save. Well, that's right now, and Shocks calls a pause. I agree with you. That's just walking out one at a time for no reason at all.
Like I said, they had limited buy. They had 4 AKs and a Galil. They went out of their way to purchase the smoke grenades. Surely, if you know you're up against a double orb setup, at least take away the risk, at least, of the orb just kind of mowing you down in that fashion. That was a very weak call from Shoxy, I have to say. You can hear the chants coming in. Bring it back, I think they're saying. Are you believing it, Matt?
No.
No?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Matt's always the villain, it seems, of this
Yeah,
show.
lately, with the boots on the other foot, is it not?
Well then, G2 now probably just want to calm themselves down a little bit. We are in London. Very excited crowd here. We've had a great day at CS. All maps being played. Lots of noise in the room.
Why not? It is a cozy little venue. I do quite enjoy it. It's like just hanging out with a couple of your friends, watching some Counterstrike. A couple of your mates, I guess, Henry. I'm sorry.
What a way to spend a Saturday night. I wouldn't have it any other way. We'll see what G2 can do with this one. They have got 5k on towards Scream. They could drop a few pistols here, maybe go for a rush, try and get a plant down here, but definitely room for Fnatic to get back into this for sure. Since that double orb setup has come in, they're looking very strong indeed. I have to say though, G2, let's go to something simple. Just a smoke, wall of smokes outside, try and get a bomb down. As soon as you get that post-bomb situation against the double orb setup, it becomes very, very interesting then for the retake. Well, the one pause comes in. Here we go then, G2. Not going to be investing heavily into this one. Just
this would be, by the way, the hardest pill of all to swallow. Out of all of the struggles that this Titan, now G2 roster has had, imagine that 2 of these games they sit on 14 points and don't close them out. That would be impossible to swallow.
Well then, round number 25.
And it's Fnatic that started off. Good pickup from RPK, but these pistols are severely limited in their options. The smoke out, now that does give them a chance, RPK and Body, to make a move, but the problem is even if they don't go through the... Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Go for the boost with the AK. It's a reasonable option, or rather M4, excuse me, but doesn't work out. I was going to say, if they try and wrap back around, as you might have expected, JW was posted on the CT stairs, so even with the smoke out, there was no option. And it's 11 rounds. Now the guns come back up, and G2 must win. I fear for them if they don't win this round. It's going to be desperate.
It will be a devastating blow to drop this after coming so close, especially after what happened in Inferno as well. But this is what the guys are saying on the desk. Fnatic just got this mental fortitude. They can always hold on. They always find a way out of these situations somehow. We go into the next one. Dennis this time. He's got the AWP. He's going towards that lower ramp. Gets flashed off and fires off a shot. Doesn't get anything for it. Gives away his position. 3 players now for G2 making their way towards Ivy. Wenton, though, that grenade could do some damage. Not too much, but Body goes down to 77.
Smiths and Body are going to try and get clever through that. Venton sees the boost coming and tries to fire up through the smoke, but 3 players toward the hitch right now of Fnatic, and the smoke out again. No one posted up. JW's smart, so as soon as that smoke goes down, JW instantly rotates back to the back tracks to try and cover this off, so that they can't go for that Virtus Pro-esque style split where you smoke one, push the other, and wrap around inside of the site. And this is going to be a confrontation. Smoke now goes to JW's side, so the response this time, well, if you can't rotate back in time, it's a Molotov. And the smoke will last longer than the flames, but it's long enough. It buys them enough time to compensate for the position. They're going to go regardless, though, G2. And Venton's going to have to turn. When he does, that should be Scream's time to capitalize from the front of the site. This is so tense. This is so important for G2. And Venton goes down. That's the entrance. RPK in. Flusha has to turn back. RPK finds him as well. And JW's now has to be pushed out of the site. Goes back towards Z, and he's easily smoked off.
RPK rolling back the years. 2 headshots for him. But we can see now, this is the retake coming in now. Double orb setup. And can they do anything with this? All G2 need to do is stay in crossfires and make sure they're trading, but the first kill's going to come in. Dennis surely going to get this. There it is. Finds a kill on towards Smiths, and he finds another one towards RPK as well. This is going to be very possible for Fnatic.
Don't peek. They need to bait this out. They need to take advantage of this time. It's been ticking for a while. Shot in. It is down to 1. It's down to Sox. He can't find the shot. He's so low. He's got them on red, but he's got to stay alive. Smartly, he's going to try to do so. Crims tries to face again, and he's got to get on this bomb. Oh. He goes down. What is that? They've done it. How does Fnatic pull that round back?
I have no idea, but it's RPK that opens things up. But 2 amazing kills. You thought that was it. It was a 5-on-3 with the bomb down on the outside bombs at a train. That should be unlosable at that point, but G2 find a way.
And that comes to Dennis on his 2 kills, because after that it got very sloppy. They never had position, and Shox, he just couldn't connect those 2 shots. He got them both on the red HP, and he doesn't commit to the face on Crims at the end, and that just allows the bomb plant, the defuse, to come in.
Oh, that's a gutting round for G2 to lose. Just to relieve that pressure and get themselves onto series points here would have been phenomenal for their confidence, but that's another crushing blow. It's round number 27 now. Fnatic edging their way back into it. Round by round once again. 5 AKs for G2. No orb this time. But it's another 5 rounds in a row for Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, that's the huge thing. I mean, they're so good in these situations under pressure and pulling rounds back when they have no chance of being in them. It's one of probably their greatest characteristics as a team.
Absolutely. I would agree. Well then, just a single orb setup this time for Fnatic. And once again, we go into this classic default for G2. 3 players towards Ivy. 1 on main, 1 on Pop Dog. Just trying to face at the same time and work that first frag. Smith's going to be the point man this time. Gets the kill as well. It's actually Body that gets it, but he goes down. He finds 2.
That's a big trade, though. That alone will start to give them the sight. They've smoked off Crims. Dennis and JW this time both going to have to play back from the back tracks. And Dennis is close to Body's position, but the bomb's still going to go down. He can't find the angle onto it because the Molotov won't allow him to push. And now they've got a better post plant. They're posted up in a much quicker fashion. RPK, Dennis down. JW facing him, but RPK, exactly, that does not need to peek.
Make them come to the bomb at this point. You may learn your lesson, surely. Body, final nail in the coffin of this round as JW has to retreat, finds 1 kill. But that's all he's going to find. G2 have got series points here with 3 rounds to go.
And JW has to save. He's got 8,200 himself, but it's 300 for Venton, 1,800 for Flusha. They're only going to get a $1,400 injection. It'll be enough for Dennis and Crims to be in good position, but they'll have to drop out at least 2. So rounds. JW and Crims will be able to drop for them. They'll still have a good buy.
Series point obtained for G2. 1 more round will do it. Fnatic need 3 just to force it to overtime. And we'll see how they adjust. Max 7 on JW. He had enough money for an M4 here, so he's got something up his sleeve. He wants to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe towards lower ramp or Pop Dog. He can be very, very scary with that weapon. But here we go then, round number 28. JW will be going towards Pop Dog.
Crims gonna get aggressive though. Different approach this time at the inner bomb site because he's already up on the railing. This allows him to get so much information, and JW as well at that ladder, and Pop Dog, like you say, can just give them so much more freedom with the other 3 players on that A site. They can stack it up. They can be a far more effective unit. So it's not done yet. This is a very tough round based on that alone for G2 to try and probe this out and find picks. And we all know JW loves that Mag 7.
It's Dennis on the AWP, so a definite mix-up here. Here comes the first shot. Does do some damage, but it's Crims coming in the side as well. That's the kill, but it's going to be an equal exchange at this point. JW with the grenade saves the round at this point. And Smith drops 4 on 4.
Big grenade in that situation. Because Crims nearly snuck up undetected. And if G2 do get to that final against Luminosity, remember, they did beat them in the group stages. So there's always a chance on, but never discount Fnatic, never. They could still pull back into this game just as quick as anything, and JW's got a shotgun. Oh, he shoots between them. It's a miss, and RPK's gonna take advantage of it. They're gonna go toward the site quickly. Single flash and smoke out toward that sidewalk position. It looked like it was gonna be 2 smokes. Thankfully, they don't overextend in their utility. And Flusha, nade, does good damage. Still a 3 versus 3, and there's kit on Flusha.
Here we go then, 3-on-3, the retake comes in. One round will do it. This is the hole from G2 now. Have been over facing these situations, but they're going to be the CTs edging their way, and Dennis to be the first player to face, but it's Body that finds the kill on towards Flusher. They get two versus one now with the AWP, no kill in hand. Surely this is it, fake defuse, and their last kill comes in. G2 do it, they're going to the grand final.
First time in over a year for the Titan Corps. And it's at the expense of Fnatic. You cannot discount this run G2 has had in this tournament. They've played excellent. So we'll have a new champion in Pro League.
We will.
That much is certain, but will it be from Brazil or will it be from France? With a little bit of Belgian in there, I suppose, as well.
But what an amazing series, Matt. We couldn't have asked for a better game here. So back and forth. We weren't sure what was going to happen in the final map. There was G2, who looked like they may have been out of it towards the end, but they find the round, they get to map point, and finally finish it off. RPK, I have to say, an amazing performance from him. He kept them alive in the terrorist half, finding his opening frags, and Body as well. Very impressive performance from him. Commiserations to Fnatic. We do say goodbye to them, but what a grand final is set to be. Luminosity versus G2. G2 have already beaten them in this tournament already, so that's a great storyline regardless. This is going to be a great game tomorrow.
It's an absolutely great game, and this was a great series. There was tons of storylines, incredible rounds, none more so than Dennis's pistol, but drama built up, drama subsides. It's G2 that moves through, and I have to say, before it goes to the desk, just to rub this in on Yanko, easiest prediction of my life.
Mine too. We did 2-1 G2. We called it. Easy. Well then,